The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Winner, Ishala, Nina, Cosa, Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the and then so no one in but you know what? I would like you to know that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Winner, Ishala, Nina, Cosa, Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the and then so no one in going to keep them make a Biafra with your source and no more now. And we're not going to but you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. Why did the government brought them in? Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Zone, you come to Onadi, you come to Ebeba, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to get money, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our bumper, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You're not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak to you, they gave them money so that they will come out pages of the newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay when things are wrong. Go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is one. We must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku wrote to President Biden. In it, Atiku said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I say that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them think in Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa, during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Colonial. David, from the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit
on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me. O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God and you are not upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High, For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. A disciplined family. That is why we are in over 100 countries of the world, because we are disciplined. We cannot allow fools back home to ruin it. This idiot that is busy building hotels everywhere, that fool that speaks from both sides of the mouth, of course on drugs. He's saying he has 5,000 men to give to the useless governors that you have in Igbo land. When he doesn't have up to 200 men, he can give command to and they obey him. Not up to 200. He claims he has 5,000 men. If you know him, go and warn that idiot. Warn him. I have never ever remembered him for once because it's irrelevant. He's a thief. He's a petty criminal. He's a con artist. He steals money from people to go and build hotels, not to fight for freedom. Go and warn him if you know him. Warn him. That thing his Fulani masters are instigating him to do, he will get it in quantum. That thing they're instigating him to do, he will get it a millionfold. He should better shut his thinking dirty mouth. He has nobody. And if he thinks that the Fulani DSS, they can use him to fight ESN, then he has signed his own death certificate. Fulani said they own our land. Instead of people to rise up and reason properly like human beings, you are behaving like fools. You are behaving like fools. Look at Hausa people. Do you want what happened to Hausa people to happen to you? Look at Yoruba, our Yoruba brothers. They are now fighting back. Everybody, including their traditional rulers, everybody is fighting back, trying to secure a better future for the Yoruba people. Are you not reading it? So you don't know that only of Ife are on a for of Yoruba land, Ganyada. You don't know that they are now in favor of dividing Nigeria. You don't know that? You can see how the Yoruba youths are fighting for something that they believe in. We have been fighting and dying for you. That is why the Fulanis do not have any foothold in our forests, even as they do in Yoruba land. Yet, instead of you to appreciate it and say that what is happening is very easy to be carrying Biafran flag all over the place and looking for a bank to rob. You're doing hard man. But when the Fulanis came, nobody found you. You did nothing. Such rubbish and idiocy we cannot allow to continue. Northerners remain Nigeria's owners. Igbos and Yoruba should respect this, according to the governor of Kano State. These are the people that you want to be in one Nigeria with. This is what we are trying to save you from. But some of you, sadly, do not want to reason or understand. The governor of Kano State, the people who contribute nothing to the coffers of Nigeria, they contribute absolutely nothing. Nothing. Tell me what the Fulanis contribute. Only if you call moving cattle from place to place and taking over people's land is a viable economic undertaking. The same people who cannot run a country. Even despite how much I hate Lugard for bringing the zoo together, at least he was right about something. That those people are not serious. They can never even take care of themselves. They're very lazy. They cannot work very hard. Show me one Fulani man who is a hard-working human being, self-made. Name one person. There is none. And before you come up with your nonsense that Dangote is the richest man in Africa because you're a fool, he does money laundering for corrupt Fulani politicians. That's what he does. If you give me monopoly over ordinary salt, I'll become a multi-billionaire. That is why we're even going to file antitrust laws in the USA. He should no longer be going to the US. Because there's a law in the USA, once you run a monopoly anywhere in the world, it is 25 years imprisonment. Go and check the antitrust laws in the USA. It's very clear. These are the people that you want to be in the same country with. you cannot stand up and fight for your own rights is to be going about terrorizing villagers. The same thing that Britain did with some of our ancestors, or should I say forefathers, when they came. The army that Britain used to conquer us came from Ghana, West Africa Frontier Force, if you don't let me tell you. Black people conquering black people for a white man. Useless fools. This is something you're doing. Fulani, ordinary Fulani is using you in Anambra State to fight against your own people. You fools without brain. This is something they did to Hausa people. Look at Hausa land today is owned by Fulani. Look at Hausa land today is owned by Fulani. Is that the same thing you want to happen in your village? You're doing hard man. You're doing hard man. These are the idiots, should I say, your so-called governors. The only reason why they announced their useless embargo is to try to rubbish ESN. They brought Umahi went on television, opened his thinking stupid mouth to be talking rubbish, talking about banditry, ESN banditry, because they planned to rob a bank in Anambra today. That's these politicians I blame it on, and DSS. They arranged it. I have not said that we would interfere with the electoral process in the zoo. If this continues, there will be no governorship elections in Anambra State this year. I'm not saying it by peaceful boycott. We will do it by force this time around if that's what you want. Because it seems to me that our people, when you try to speak to them very softly to make them understand, they fail to understand. They launched a so-called security outfit. There was no logo. Nobody was employed. No guns to go and face the enemies that are highly armed from the Sahel. Not even ordinary bicycle, talk less of motorcycle or cars. No training. This is the most stupid and foolish launch of a security outfit anywhere in the world. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you are following what I'm saying. People who cannot pay salary to teachers, they cannot pay salary to nurses, they cannot pay civil servants in their states. They want to go and float a security outfit, more or less to run a band of rogues and criminals, because they cannot pay them. They don't have they have stolen all the money. Where will they get the money to pay? From who? From where? They have not paid ordinary teachers. We run a volunteer army. People who are devoted to the liberation of their land, the defense of Biafra land. They want to recruit people that are going to train and pay salary. They have not paid teachers. They have not paid pensioners. All of them put together, none they have not paid. They are the ones, you are launching a security outfit, not one single thing to show for it, not one. Only a bag to go and fight IPOB, to fight ESN. You people are digging your graves, you know. Oh my goodness me. My goodness me. These people are very, very foolish. Let me tell you one thing you don't understand. You see your governors, they are working for Fulani to take us over. And you know why I'm so happy is because you don't need to go far to look for a template of your impending doom if you don't support what IPOB is doing. Don't go too far. Just look at all Hausa people. Look at Hausa. Look at Hausa people. If you want to know what your future is going to be like, please, 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 look at Hausa people. Only. What happened to Hausa people? The same thing some of you are doing today with Ebubago, Ebube Pussy, was what they did. Fulani came very cleverly. You know they're very clever. Very cleverly they came. Because they even Fulani started practicing divide and rule before the British came. They set one against the other, brother against brother. As you are fighting, they come in as peacekeeper. By the time you wake up, they have Sarikin Fulani of all. Then your eyes will clear. That's what they're trying to do to us. You must not allow them to use you. Don't allow them. You see all these, your so-called politicians and governors, they are Fulani slaves, full time. That is why when Fulani terrorists come and kill us, they say nothing. Nothing. But if it's IPOB, you see them shouting on channels. Have any of them been on channels TV before to condemn the killing going on right now in Ebonyi? Do you know how many men we have lost since last week? Because we are fighting Nigerian army. Not for regular Fulani terrorists, not Mietiala terrorists. We are fighting the real army of Nigeria inside Ebonyi. Are you aware of that? Do you know what we are doing? This idiots I know doing jamboree, doing fake lunch. That idiot that specializes in using our money to build hotels opened his stupid mouth to say, oh, they are online, they're on the internet. Whoever did this thing to you people, it will never be well with that entity. You despise yourself so much that when Fulani come and kill you, you say nothing. But any day we'll rise up to go and confront those killing us. You call our actions criminality. You call it criminality. But when Fulanis kill us in our villages, rape our sister and cut her body into pieces, it is nothing. It's not criminality. It's a farmer header clash. And you think that Elohim will forgive any of you? We are the last line of defense. Without IPOB, I'm telling you, in the name of Almighty in heaven, all of you would have been Fulanized by now. Everybody, including my Yoruba brothers, all of you would have been gone. Ask yourself, why is it that Yoruba people are in exile in Benin Republic? How come Fulani people drove Yoruba people away from their land? They are refugees in Benin Republic. How come 2/3 of Yoruba forests are being occupied by Fulani? Why is that not happening in our land? Ask yourself that question. Why is the East as secure as it is? It's because of IPOB and ESN. Nobody else. Of course, I do apologize to heaven. Of course, the grace of God Almighty in heaven. Not man. And some of you are busy talking rubbish. I sometimes wonder if you have brain at all. Any of you. Idiots supporting these stupid governors. Idiots to the core. Idiots. When our sister was killed and cut to pieces, what did Obiano say? I ask you, what did Obiano say? Will Obiano? Right now, this minute, this second, we are in a war in Ebonyi State. We are fighting a war right now in Ebonyi State. Has Omar said anything? Is the security summit? Have they said anything? Because they are working for the Fulani, but some of you are too blind to see it. You are too foolish to understand what is happening around you. But thank heavens that we are smarter than them. That is why when Ganduje is saying that Nigeria belongs to them, when he hears about when his conscience tells him about IPOB, he will somehow swallow some of his words. You know we're not going to allow them to succeed. You know that very well, don't you? We can't allow them to succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Nigeria is their own. No, DSS won't invite him. Nobody. They are busy doing their bidding, using you to fight their wars for them. Before it was Yoruba against Igbo. Igbo against Yoruba. Until we discovered that that was full on a plan. And we said, no, that the East and the West must be together. Now that plan failed. Now our Yoruba brethren, our brothers and sisters from Yoruba, now they realize that that thing we have been saying all along is the right way to go. Today, even the Oni of Ife of all people. Can the Obi of Onitsha say such a thing? Of course, he did well a few weeks ago. Can you imagine? You know, people will tell you, oh, but they have not fought a war before. We fought a war. Don't allow us to come out, and the Yorubas will deceive us again. That's what some of the idiots will say. But you see, this very generation of Yoruba people, this generation, this very one, they will set their people free. You watch and see what is going to happen. Have I ever told you something before or misled you? I can't, because I'm under divine oath. I cannot. Even if the flesh wants to, I cannot. The spirit will reject it. You see this present generation of Yoruba, not the Kwara State one, not the fake Janjaweed, the real Yoruba people. They will set their people free. You watch and see what's going to happen. Did you see their women from the diaspora at Oba's palace? Do you know it's becoming very, very clear now for everybody? It is becoming apparent to even the British that control the zoo that the Fulani rule of Nigeria is a complete and shambolic failure. Are you aware of that? Let me tell you what they have done to all of you that you do not understand. They have squandered the resources of Nigeria so much that hyperinflation is coming. You think that $1 to 500 naira is bad? No, it's going to hit up to 2,000 very soon. As I'm speaking, write it down. Do you know why? Because some of you are very poor students of economics. They have printed money. Fulani have rendered the treasury useless. They are now printing money. Ask them, where is the money of every budget that they have ever made since 2015? Where is the money? Only railway being built by Amage with loans from China. So that means that even the proceeds from oil cannot even pay salaries. That is why they went and they minted. They went to the people printing money at a CBN. That is how foolish Fulani is. That's Fulani economics. To print 60 billion naira as alleged or as stipulated or stated by Obaseki, Governor Obaseki of Edo State. They are minting money. Do you know what that means in real terms? Life is going to become more difficult. Because some of you, as I said earlier, do not understand how economics work. You have no idea how it works. Everything, every currency, every money you're minting or printing needs to have a value. Or else, hyperinflation will set in. And once hyperinflation sets in, all of you are gone. You are all gone as you are finished. You are absolutely finished. Poverty will become deepened. And you know the funniest thing is that the people that put that idiot, the dead Buhari in power in 2015, they knew the idiot's record. They know he could not have performed. Everybody knows. In 1983, he was an economic disaster. Everybody knew this. Everybody knew. As young as I was then, I knew that this man was, dear me, an impediment to economic growth. The dead Buhari, the late one, not the mask-wearing young bobo that they say flew in from London today. After being chased away from London, or should I say, castigated by Aisha, the idiot came back. Governor Baseki of Edo State has asked the Fulani federal government of Nigeria to tell the truth about the 60 billion they are printing. You don't think it's going to affect you? No wonder they're planning putting up the price of petrol to, I don't know if it's 500 naira per liter. You don't know what the Fulanis have in store for you. All of you are just dreaming. Talking about one Nigeria. Nigeria. By the time Fulani must have been done with all of you, in your next world, if you hear even before the landing, you take off.
Is going to protect our land than us. We have done that very well. I will continue to do it till Biafra is declared and defended. Northern Nigeria, today is the beginning. Unify yourself, bring everybody together, so that the day we are going to call the shot, nobody will be left behind. The time is fast approaching. Everybody knows that. And if it calls for every one of you to leave, remember, leave everything behind. We will recover them at the end of the day. This is not 1967, where you are going to abandon your property and go back, and then they will come and tell you it's an abandoned property. It is never going to happen. Make sure you have the document of your property intact. Take them with you. Run back to Biafra land, and let us do the job for you at the end of the day. I promise you, none of Biafra property, none, I mean none, not even one room that you have a document that we're going to leave behind. We will fight Nigeria. Even after this freedom has been restored, we will still engage Nigeria until we are satisfied that what they have done to us, we have gotten them back. Thank you.
William of heaven, the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this morning program. I welcome you on this morning weekend program. I thank you so much for joining wherever you are joining us from. It is weekend, another weekend, special weekend. We thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama for making it possible for us to make it into the weekend. We are here presenting once again our weekend program, wherever you are watching. All the lovers of freedom across the world, Biafrans and non-Biafrans, I welcome every one of you and I wish you all a very happy weekend. Thank you for joining. Wherever you are watching from, either you are watching on TikTok, you are watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, we are hosting the program. Please like and share to all platforms. Share to your family and friends. Share to those that have superior argument. Share to our enemies. Let them come and hear us out and ask their questions. Don't keep the message for yourself. It is a message for everyone. One of the charge that our Prime Minister has given us is to engage in radical evangelism. In this radical evangelism, it is about the truth and nothing but the truth. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come to this program to attack people or individuals. We do not come to this program to speak against any tribe or religion. What we do in this platform is to present the truth and to present Biafra before the whole world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. In presenting Biafra as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria, it doesn't mean that we look down on other groups. We are not looking down in other regions.
in other nations that makes up the contraption called Nigeria. All we are saying is live and let's live. Bili Gambili. That is all we say. Let countries be created along value system. That is what we are demanding. And that is the only solution, the only permanent and genuine solution to solve Nigeria as a failed state. When we say Nigeria is a failed state, we are not saying it out of emotion. We are not saying it out of hate. We are not saying it to blackmail them. It is a fact, a verifiable fact that you yourself that is watching us, you can go and verify for yourself. Check the indices of a failed state. You will see more than what we are saying in Nigeria, and you will join us to cry out for the end to that contraption. The amalgamation of that contraption was done without the consent of the indigenous people. And it was done as a 100 years contract. That contract has expired in 2014. When it expired, we cried out, we shouted. This contract has expired and we are no longer interested. But they refused to listen. Some people who are benefiting from the evil agenda continue to promote the agenda that does not benefit anybody. Nigeria does not benefit anybody, not the Hausas, not the Yorubas, not the Igbos, not Efik, not Ijo. There is no indigenous person that benefits from the contraption called Nigeria, because the purpose of creating Nigeria is not for you to benefit. Nigeria was not created for any indigenous person to benefit. Nigeria was created for control, for economic control by the colonial powers. The colonial powers put Nigeria in place to be able to control the people and steal their resources. So as long as that contraption Nigeria continues to exist, they will always have access to steal from Nigeria. And that is why they do not want to support the freedom of the people. They do not want to speak about the genuine independence of the people. But we will continue to voice out. And we thank Chukwu Okike that we have gotten to a point where a world power cannot be silent anymore. A country like the United States of America, being led by Donald J. Trump today, is gradually coming up. In as much as we wish he could go straight on and do what had to be done, he is following gradually and coming up. And we appreciate him, but we want him to be faster and do more. Because Nigeria has lost a lot of innocent souls. Nigeria has destroyed a lot of innocent souls. Many innocent Biafrans have died. The genocide you are talking about today did not start today. It did not start last year. It didn't start this decade. The genocide that you are talking about today has been happening against the Biafran people for many decades. And everybody kept silence. Everybody kept, nobody wanted to talk about it. But as Chukwu Okike have it, we got to a time where silent can no longer be accepted. And the United States is leading the force, speaking against that genocide. Regardless of the language they decide to choose, Christian genocide, we know that 99% of Biafrans are Christian. Every other person that is either a traditionalist or in the Jewish, they were once Christians before they choose to leave because of some idiocy that we are seeing among those who claim to be Christians and pastors. We will continue to speak. We will continue to talk. No matter how difficult or how hard it is, we will continue to air our opinion. And that is why we are here this weekend, to go into a very sensitive but important topic. If you are a Biafran at this time, you are not bold to claim who you are. You should be ashamed of yourself. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. If you're an Igbo Biafran, at this point in time, you cannot hit your chest in the public and say, I am Igbo. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you're an Igbo person and you are still seeking approval from somebody before you can be able to ask for your freedom, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you are an Igbo person, you are still seeking for an approval for somebody to like you or love you, you are an idiot. At this point in time, if you're an Igbo person, you must have to stand out unapologetically and claim who you are. It is weekend. And on this weekend program today, we are discussing on the topic which says, happening now, the Igbo question, how Britain and Nigeria engineered permanent marginalization. That is what we'll discuss this morning. This is the topic that makes them uncomfortable. This is one of the topics that the Janjaweed don't want to hear. Our enemies don't want to hear. The politicians don't want to hear it. It is the truth that they can never suppress, no matter how they try. That is the truth we have come with today. And we will continue to say it the way it is. We will continue to say those things they don't want to hear. We will continue to push the truth until it choke them to death. The restoration of Biafra is non-negotiable. We cannot negotiate our freedom with anything except freedom. We cannot accept anything. Nothing can be accepted except total freedom from the clutches of these monsters. Remember, our program is always an interactive section. Wherever you are joining from, whether you are a Biafran or non-Biafran, the only thing that qualifies you to join us on our program is for you to be a human being with conscience. As long as you are human with conscience, you are going to enjoy the program from the beginning to the end. Even when it hurts you, when the message hits you so hard that you get hurt, don't be angry. All you have to do is to look inward. Find the place you have gone wrong and have a change. Just be patient and watch and listen. At the end of the day, you will realize why we say what we say. But no amount of propaganda, no amount of blackmail, no amount of attack can make us stop saying what we have to say or stop preaching the gospel of Biafra. I welcome every one of you once again. And I say good morning wherever you are watching from. To remind you, today's conversation is not comfortable. It is not. Today's conversation is not comfortable, more especially for the Janjaweed, for the politicians, and for the enemies of Biafra. The conversation of today is not fashionable, but it is necessary. Very, very necessary. That's why at the beginning of this year, I told you that we are going to go into areas that they don't want to hear. This year is a very interesting year. It is not, there's no time to waste. You must not waste your effort. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your resources. What I'm about to say today is not driven by hatred. It is not driven by hatred. Listen very carefully. Because it is easy for them to attack whatever we say, they call it hate speech. What I am saying today is not driven by hatred. It is driven by history. It is driven by evidence and lived reality. Every single thing we are going to say in this platform today, wherever you're watching us from, I want you to know that what we are doing and saying in this platform is not driven by hatred. It is driven by history, evidence, and lived reality. For decades, the Igbo people have been told to be quiet. We have been told to forget it. Let bygone be gone. Forget. Don't even remember it. We have been told to move on. Let's move on. But you cannot move on from injustice that never ended. How can you move on when the injustice has not even ended? The genocide has not ended. The killings has not ended. How can you move on? You can only speak of moving on when the injustice has ended. But in the midst of the injustice against the Igbos, more especially, they continue to tell us to move on. That we should move on. We can't move on. We can't move on. It's an abomination for anybody to think that we'll just move on. We cannot move on. Today we are going to talk about how marginalization and oppression of Igbo people is institutionalized by Nigerian state. How this system was created, sustained with British backing, and why Nigerian insecurity is not a failure, but a strategy. You didn't hear me well. Nigerian insecurity you are seeing today is not a failure, but a strategy. And finally, we will confront the hard truth. Nigeria cannot be salvaged except by a breakup along shared value system. Only breakup along shared value system. That is the only way Nigeria can be salvaged. Stay with me. This will make sense. Don't go away. When they kick you out from the program, find your way back. Because we know each time when we come with our topic, when they see it, they attack the platform. They attack the platform, they try to blackmail the platform, they shadow ban the platform, they make sure that our voice is not heard. But we are not stopping. The only thing I urge you is that when you join, like and share the program. With that, we can overcome the attack. Let me say this clearly. The marginalization of Igbo in Nigeria is not accidental. It is structural. It is institutional. It is deliberate. After the Civil War, the Igbo people were told, no victor, no vanquish. That is what they told us after the Civil War. But what followed was economic strangulation, political exclusion, and security targeting. That is, after they told us no victor, no vanquish, they brought out a new system of attack. What they did was to create a new war, change the strategy. The war never ended. The only thing they did was economic strangulation, political exclusion, and the security targeting. And you still see this present today as we speak. Our abandoned properties were seized completely. Our wealth was wiped out completely. Our region was starved of infrastructure till date. Our political power was deliberately minimized in Nigeria. Every single thing I say here is based on history, facts, and figures. You can verify by yourself. And since then, every national structure has been designed to keep the Igbo people permanently disadvantaged. Every national structure in Nigeria, no matter what it is, I say every, Every national structure in Nigeria has been designed to keep Igbo people permanently disadvantaged. This is not opinion. This is policy outcome over decades. It is not an opinion. This is policy outcome over decades. When injustice repeats itself constantly, it stops being coincidence. There is nothing that is happening against the Igbo people today in Nigeria that is coincidence. Not even one. There is nothing that is happening to us today that is coincidence. They are all strategically planned by the government of Nigeria with their colonial masters. So do not allow yourself to be deceived. Do not be deceived, no matter what they say, no matter what they do. Do not be deceived. Let's talk about Britain. Britain did not create Nigeria. Britain designed Nigeria to be controlled, not to be fair. So some of you that are looking for fairness in Nigeria, sorry to disappoint you. You cannot get fairness in Nigeria. Some of you looking for justice in Nigeria, sorry to disappoint you. You can't find justice in Nigeria. The British did not just create Nigeria. Britain designed Nigeria to be controlled, not to be fair. So Nigeria is about control. That is why I keep telling everyone that Nigeria is working the way it is supposed to work for those that own it. The only people that are complaining today, things are not working, things are not good, are the innocent indigenous people who were not part of the criminality, of the evil agenda. And the only way they can be free is to walk away from that very Nigeria. If you don't, sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. There is no other way. They fused together people. The British fused together people with different history, different religion, different value system. Not for unity, but for administrative convenience and resource extraction. It is important for you to know why Nigeria was created. If you know that, then you will now begin to reason within yourself. Either to accept that or not. And if you accept that, there is no point joining us to speak or ask for anything better or ask for good governance or whatever. But if you do not accept that, you must take yourself away from that entity called Nigeria to look for a structure that is favorable for everybody. For as long as that name, Nigeria, continues to exist, the insecurity, the evil, the bad economy will intensify, because that is how the owners of Nigeria structured it to be. It is a design by the British. After independence, Britain did not leave. They simply changed form. When you see them celebrating Independence Day, they have never had independence. Up to date, independence will only come when you dismantle this contraption called Nigeria. And the people go their separate ways. If they choose to come back later on, it is up to them. They can. They supported structure that reward loyalty to power. That is what the British did. The British only supported structure that rewards loyalty to power, not competence. The British did not care about competence. They didn't care about competence when Nigeria independence was due. Even when they were creating the so-called Nigeria, they didn't care about competence. That was why during the independence, the South were the brilliant ones. The South were the ones fighting for independence. The South were more educated and more vibrant. But yet, the British chose the North. the northern Fulani that are less educated, the northern Fulani that are lazy, those were whom the British chose to reward because they see them as loyal servants. Remember, before the independence, the North said that they want to serve, they don't want to have independence. The North never wanted to have independence. It was the South that was going for the independence. Ask yourself, why is it that when the time came for the independence, then it was handed over to the same people who refused it? They were the one rewarded with it. So you can see from the creation of the zoo that it is not about competence, it is about loyalty to power. They gave the power to those who were loyal to them. They know they cannot bully the Southerners, more especially the Igbos. They cannot be manipulated. But the British supports and protects certain interests while silencing others. The British protected the interests of the Fulani Caliphate, and they silenced the voice from the southern part of Nigeria. Through the elections that were conducted, we are all rigged. The census was also rigged. Maintain instability because instability is profitable to them. The instability you are seeing today did not start today. The insecurity you are seeing today in Nigeria, it didn't start today. It is a design that was put in place. And people were recruited to make sure that that design continued. And that is how it will continue. Do your election 1 million times, the same thing will happen. There can't be any change. Until you end that contraption called Nigeria. Remove yourself from it completely, entirely. Only then you can find true freedom. So when you see persistent injustice, ask yourself, who benefits? Ask yourself, who benefits? Because it has never been the Igbo people. Never, ever. Now let's talk about the insecurity, the terrorism we are seeing every day, complicity of the states. Nigeria is not insecure because it is weak. Nigeria is not insecure because it is weak. Nigeria is insecure because the state selectively enforces security. The state is not ready to protect everybody. They are selecting whom to protect and whom not to protect. They are selecting where to look at and where not to look at. That is why today they equally select people to call terrorists and those they will not call. They select title that allows some people to commit their crime and title that allow the innocent to be jailed. Terrorists operate freely in Nigeria. Communities cry out, nothing happens. You see how Kwara is bleeding now. Each time the government is interviewed, they tell lie, they tell a different story. We have seen them deny an attack, even when eyewitnesses were there. They keep denying. They allow terrorists to be moving from places to places in convoy. But peaceful protesters are being crushed. When they see protesters, they open fire on them. They attack protesters every day. This tells you something important. When a government fails to stop terror, but succeed in silencing dissent, the problem is not capacity, it is intent. The same government that went to Cotonou to stop coup cannot stop those they call bandits. The same government that will come to Biafra land and throw bomb, you can't see them doing the same in the north. The same government who will come and talk tough each time they hear Biafra, when he comes to the north, they will be calling for dialogue. Why are some threats ignored while others are aggressively punished? Question: why are some threats ignored while others are aggressively punished? We have seen people make different kinds of threats. There is no kind of threat that Shegumi has not made. Shegumi has made different kinds of threats. Asara Dokubo, the same thing, made different kinds of threats. And other Islamic jihadists in Nigeria that claim to be politicians. At every given opportunity, they make threats, and nothing happens to them. Nothing is happening to you. Okay? This tells you something important. When a government fails to stop terror, but succeed in silencing dissent, the problem is not capacity, it is intent. Why are some threats ignored while others are aggressively punished? The reason is not far-fetched. Because insecurity has become a political tool in Nigeria. Insecurity has become a political tool in Nigeria as we speak. By the North, fear keeps people distracted. Fear keeps people divided. Fear keeps questions from being asked. I hope you are listening. These are why you see what is happening in Nigeria happening and we never stop. Insecurity has become a political truth. They create fear to get people distracted. They keep people divided through fear. Through fear, they also make people not to ask questions. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Christian community across Nigeria are under sustained pressure. Place of worship attacked, community displaced, lives lost, and yet global silence persists. So when people ask why Igbo support international attention or intervention by the United States and Israel, the answer is simple. Because I see some people who claim to be intelligent, people who claim to have some knowledge, they will come to their platform and say, why is it that the Igbos are supporting Donald Trump intervention in Nigeria? Why is it that the Igbos are supporting the Israel and the United States on intervention in Nigeria? They don't understand why. I want to answer you. For those of you who are ignorantly or idiotically asking that questions, because I've seen several of them who claim to be intelligent, yes, they ask this stupid question. So when people ask why Igbo support international attention or intervention by United States of America and Israel, the answer is simple. When a state refuses to protect its citizens, the world has a moral responsibility to pay attention. When a state refuses to protect its citizens, the world has a moral responsibility to pay attention. This is not about foreign domination. This is about human dignity. This right to live, the right to worship, and the right to exist without fear. That's all people are asking for. It is their right. What the people are requesting for is their right. What people are asking for is simply their rights and nothing else. Every one of us must continue to pay attention. Those things they are afraid of saying, we will say them. Those things that many people are afraid of saying, we will say them, because if you speak, you die. If you don't speak, you die. It is better you talk and die. At least the one, those who will left behind will know that yes, you spoke, you said something when it was time. Nigerian problem is not leadership alone. It is incompatible value system forced into one structure. That is the major problem. That is the major problem. It is not about leadership alone. Oh, who leads? You want to change leadership. You want to do that is arrant nonsense, because you will still go around and come back the same place after all said and done. Nigerian problem is not leadership alone. It is incompatible value system forced into one structure. And these things, you see people come on the national TV, they say Nigeria is sitting in a cake of gunpowder. Nigeria is sitting in a cake of gunpowder. And after saying that, what is the solution to remove that cake of gunpowder from exploding? Nobody is talking about the solutions. Except the Biafra people who are providing solution. Disintegration of Nigeria, creation of Biafra, recognition of Biafra to save life. Every other people you see there are just putting deodorant on the problem, waiting for that time bomb to explode. There is nobody that is serious in finding the solution. For a very long time, even before now, you hear them on national TV, including international media. They will tell you that Nigeria is sitting on a cake of gunpowder. There have been several predictions of how Nigeria is going to explode. But who among these people is providing solution? No, not even one. But we, the Biafrans, we cannot wait for Nigeria to explode. Just as somebody said, that as Nigerian ship is sinking, we are not going to sink with the ship. We are out of the ship already. For those who want to sink with the ship, good luck. When the ship sink, if you know how to swim, you might be lucky to be alive. But as for us, we can't sink with the ship. Never. You cannot force unity. Where justice is unequal, where power is lopsided, where citizenship is conditional, unity without justice is going. Peace without fairness is temporary silence. Every attempt to reform Nigeria has failed because the foundation is broken. The foundation is faulty. The foundation is dead. You don't repair a house built on sand. You rebuild. A house built on ordinary sand without a foundation, you don't repair it. What you do is to rebuild and lay a foundation. What Nigeria needs is total dismantling. And everybody will go their separate ways, build a nation that is suitable for them. If they choose to come back and become one later on, they will come back based on an agreement they're going to write together. And each one of them will respect the agreement. Let me be clear. Calling for restructuring or separation is not a call for violence. It is not. Because this is the message that some of them cut out. Once we speak about the disintegration of Nigeria, to an extent, even when you talk about restructuring, they call it a call for violence. It is not a call for violence. It is a call for order, dignity, and accountability. That is what is called for. And it is genuine. History proves this. Nations break up peacefully. People strive when governed by shared values. Forced unity always collapses eventually. There are evidence to show this in history. So when we say what we say, it is based on reality. It is not out of emotion or out of hatred for anybody. No. What we are asking for is self-determination, not supremacy. We are not asking for supremacy. We are asking for self-determination. We want a system where our life matters, our voice counts, our future is ours to shape. That is all we're asking for. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? Well, regardless how the world sees it or how our enemies see it, we will continue to pursue our freedom and nobody's going to stop us. I welcome my beloved brother, Coach Hooks. Thank you so much for joining. And I see my brother Christian there. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Thank you for joining the program. Coach Hooks, are you there? If you are there, Coach Hooks, unmute yourself and talk to us, Coach Hooks.
Good morning, Mazi. And good morning, Bro Christian. Good morning from my side. And
Morning, my brother.
all over the world. And Biafrans all over the world. Good morning once again. Today is another day the Lord has made, and I will continue to speak. But before I continue, there is a question. There is a question that really is going through my mind since after I listened to the message of our leader Mazin Nambikano. This particular one that we play in this platform before now. There is a question that there is a question. Good morning. There is a question that but if I continue, I'll be back.
Okay. Bro Christian, go ahead. Take the mic, Bro Christian. I think he's busy.
Okay, bro. Just morning now.
Welcome, my brother.
So I thank you really for effort you are putting in. So we have to continue to do these things. It's important for Biafrans to know that we never give up, no matter how long, how difficult it is, we just cannot, because Nigeria is nothing for anybody, So when I look at what goes on in Nigeria, it just in a way I just see how the problem of the black man is. It's just so sad. I was listening to one of the message of Mazen Namdekan when he was talking about the conspiracy, and also the stupidity of the black man, because to think that an European will come and create this monster and force you into it, and nobody is able to think about it, at least just sit for a minute and think about what it means. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the wife of this criminal drug baron, against the $9 million they are spending on lobby. Maybe that is what give them the edge to go to. He himself, as the president, have never stepped foot in America, and it's I don't know. These people, I feel like the word shame is not in their dictionary. What a people! What a people! Huh?
He said the wife.
Unbelievable. So they feel that that obviously Trump will have a blind spot or respect for a woman. I don't know, and because I'm sure that those lobbies that they hired they are the one that arranged it, right?
Yes.
For her to attend that. I think it's a summit, Christian summit, something. You know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah.
So that is what the lobbyist group. That is what they do. So they're able to push their way through for her to come there And it is one of those things. But again, we cannot, because the Nigerian government have unlimited amount of money to dish out, So just, yeah. So for us, we don't have much, but the little our people are doing and believing that God will also be doing his own, because obviously one can clearly see the collapse of the zoo. Everything is even as they try to lie to the people, using money to deceive the world, spending billions, millions here and there. But God is exposing them too, So she went there to contradict also. One can say it's contradiction, because her husband's administration denied till this day that there's no Christian genocide. And she went there to tell Trump that his intervention is divine, that she acknowledged basically the Christian genocide. So how does that work? All the people in his government, the husband's government, they all deny it till this day. They continue to say that there's nothing, that is a manufactured, language, Christian genocide. But she went there. So obviously, I don't know. So this caliphate. So we shall see how everything
What she
plays
went
out.
there to do is Takia, now you forget. All this is a pretense, delay tactics.
We know what they are all working together. All of them are.
They are working together.
Of course, me and my cynicism. I don't believe any of them, because even come to think of it, that woman you see there, that is one very wicked human being you see. Those are the people. She's among one of those that fomented the ethnic bigotry and hatred in that country.
Of course, she was in the front line, caught on camera doing it. Up to today, she's still doing it.
Exactly. So these people, let them not think that we don't forget. Everything is there on the record. So she goes there. I know their mindset. I can trust me. I understand these people. I know them like book. The way you are, that maybe that will slow down, kind of assuage the Trump. You know what I mean. These are the she probably would have just fall down flat. Who knows? To Ejo, I beg, forgive my husband. Oh, they like to beg. They like to beg. Ekpele rolling on the floor just to assuage, to slow down the movement. This is what they do, including that boy. You remember that was the same thing he was also embarked upon, just to slow you down.
What they wanted to show the world and Trump is that the wife of the president is a Christian.
Yeah,
and Trump helped them to say it for them.
yeah. Trump helped them to say it. These people are just, I can't even find a word to describe these people. How low, how, Jesus Christ. They don't believe in truth. They don't believe in fairness. They lie. They never speak the truth. It's all about deception. It's all about manipulations, and filled with hatred, extreme hatred, filled in their hearts. I'm telling you. So what do you want? Everybody should be talking about the reality. You go your own way. Ududuwa, your country, Biafra, go, and that is all. Every other thing is just they are manipulating. They are hoping so that they will continue to loot, to live in their world, because that is what it's all about. Continue to keep Nigeria together so that they will continue in their bubble. That is just, nobody wants to face the reality, but it's inevitable, because trust me, no matter what they try to do in America with their lobbying and lies and deception, whatever, the time is up. Their cup don't full. The maker of heaven and earth know that their time is up. Their time is up, because
the more they make those moves, the more they fasten the whole thing to happen.
100%. With our eyes, we will behold the destruction of these evil people, filled with hatred. Afundi Igbo. It's all about gang up, how to manipulate them. Lucky enough for them, because they have these Igbo politicians, the Biafran politicians, who buy into it, who allow themselves to be used against their own people. But we know what they are doing. We know what is going on, and destruction is coming upon them. That is a fact, because these same people, the Northerners, Yeah, so they for them their mind is made. They already choose their own battle, you know.
Yeah.
So the people who think that they can play both sides, the Yorubas, they believe they can play both sides. They've been engaged in this forever almost, you know. Both sides they cater to the caliphate, whatever the caliphate tell them to do, they go and do it. Yeah. You tell them to go to Turkey, they go there just to assuage them, tell them to bring in and to Kano to so they do that. Everything they turn around, they try to also cater to Trump. You see how because without the Trump, so you can just imagine what would have been happening by now. You know, at least holding them to account, and they have foot on the
You
ground.
really describe them very well. They play both sides. Even in religion, they have the
Every
two religion in their head. They are Christians and they are Muslim at the same time. They are pagans at the same time.
100%. That is what they do. Both sides.
Oh, both
Both sides.
sides, they are there.
Yeah. You know, and it's just unfortunate that, again, like I always say, that we have politicians who are, you know, ndị Chukwu bụ ọnụ now because, again, they were not there legitimately. That's a fact. Everybody knows that these guys were put there, you know, to do their job for them. So, but as for us, we know enough by now that you are dealing with people who always playing both sides, and I can guarantee you that their heart is full of hatred. That I can simply 100% guarantee you. And the agenda they push is the agenda that Wolowo from day one has brought about. I'm telling you the truth. You know, that envy and hatred and fear at the same time, you know, that except Igbo man is done, there's nothing else that, you know, just to, yeah, you know. But I don't know. I continue to appeal. Personally, I will continue to appeal to our people. You have to know that you are dealing with those who are ganging up to keep you down perpetually, just to see you down. You know, that is the alliance they have with this caliphate, you know, since the war, you know. So everything, where do you start from? Everything, when you just look at this visit she went all over their media. Oh, that Tunubu, they're not even saying first lady or the wife. They say Tunubu, that is what they're using. That Trump approved, Trump is honored. Trump called Tunubu a honest, respectful. I say, Matt, which can people be this? It's Tunubu, that is what they're using, just because it's the. But oh my God, I don't know whom they are trying to deceive. You know. What the hell, my brother choose, bro? Choose. He can't go now, but it can only job, you know. So we must continue. We must continue. What the hell?
It is a shame. It is a shame that Nigeria has become what it is, in a place where people cannot even use their common sense.
Yeah.
That is why they can play any game. Just their first lady traveling to US has become a big deal. They should be ashamed of themselves. A president like Donald Trump, you can't even have the boldness to go there.
Yeah.
Look at the program where the wife, it wasn't even a state visit to the presidency. He just came across Trump on that very program.
Yeah.
It wasn't as if he's a presidential visit.
Or state visit.
The president came in and she was welcome and that kind of thing. No.
It's not as if it's a state visit. It's not.
It's not a state visit. It's a private visit that she went.
They try to take advantage of it to make it look as if all is well. But let's see now that the woman go there, she has been there. Let's see if that will give the drug baron some boldness or confidence to want to go and visit him also. Let's see if that will happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see if he might feel like, okay, the wife was there and she was welcome and applauded, that Trump won't turn around and humiliate him. Who knows? We shall see. We shall see. But with Trump, you just never know, because he's the most unpredictable president I've ever come across. You know, so if you think you know nothing. Absolutely nothing.
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 Yeah. They are going after him now that he depicted Obama and the wife as Abe. That is what that is raining now. But
it's not only Obama. Like Abe. There are so
of course, it's not. They are just, they always try to make something out of nothing just to suit their narrative, just to call him a racist and Hitler and Nazi and blah blah blah. But most of the politicians were depicted in this thing as animals. Some elephants. Whoopi Goldberg was depicted as elephant, right? And Joe Biden was also depicted as so many, but they just picked out that one and say he retweeted it, but he did not even. So, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I simply don't care. For me, what I care about is him. So, what I care about is the person who look out for humanity, who feel touched, by the genocide that is going on, that's been going on in Nigeria forever. These people never cares. Obama came, to tell us that to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done, regardless of the genocidal nature of Nigeria, right? They massacre Biafrans and they turn onto Christians. They'll be massacring Christians continuously. He doesn't care. None of that bothers Obama, right? All he cares about is they pay him, they bribe him, give him money, because that is what it's all about. These guys have so much resources available to them. They can give Obama $1 billion, to support campaign or whatever. And he comes out to tell them that to keep Nigeria one. Let him go and swear that he was not. They get paid money. Hillary Clinton, they were all paid, they give them money. So these are corrupt bunch of people. Very corrupt. But they will turn around, they will blame Trump. They say Trump is corrupt. But they are corrupt too. Who is the right one now? Tell me, is it Obama or whoever or Trump who is coming to save people that are facing extinction, complete total extinction? That is what Christians are facing. That is what they brought upon us, Biafran, until we begin to try to fight back. And when I look at all these African countries, so for them, they're a whole bunch of stupid people. All these countries, none of them, they sit there, none of them talk, but they know what is going on in Nigeria, but they will not talk. So a white man from America, a president, comes to solve it, and they are trying to discredit him. It's rubbish. It's rubbish, my brother. Oh, Diego.
It's so sad. Those racial card is no longer working. Those who care about it, including most blacks in America now realize what Trump is doing. You can paint it to whatever you like. The cause he's fighting for is for humanity.
Yeah.
When you see the immigration battle he's fighting today, we know the people he's targeting. Everybody knows the people he's targeting.
Yeah.
He's not just targeting anybody he sees or because you're a black man. Because there are particular people that he wants to make sure he take them out from that very area. And we have seen what they are doing in Europe. We have seen how Europe is completely taken over. You can imagine what the world will look like if United States falls into their hand.
Mm-hmm.
If they succeed in getting United States, you know how the world is going to look like.
Yeah.
You can imagine how the world will be. So anybody who think that he's doing a wrong thing, or who thinks that maybe Trump is doing this or that, these are just bunch of evildoers. All those of them that hate him, they are evildoers.
Yeah.
It's just a question of time. We will see. You will know all their colors. You know all their colors. For every single thing that man stands for, I don't have any problem with it. We know, people who are there illegal or whatever. I know when this kind of a thing comes, it will affect you. Definitely, you will feel bad. There will be collateral damage. But we know the main motive behind that very action. More especially this immigration law. There are particular people that he's focused on. And it was Obama that brought them in everywhere, open border. You can imagine people to leave his own land and come to your land, want to put his own law into your own land. Begin to tell them your own law is wrong, his own is right. The same thing he ran away from in his own village or his own town. That thing that drove you away from your town, that drove you away and you came to the US. Most of them with free visa or whatnot.
Yeah.
But we look at what they are doing there. God have mercy. God have mercy. We will get there. Coaches, are you free now?
Yes, I'm free, man. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm free. As I was saying before, there is a question that normally to come to my head, most especially if I don't listen to the program of Marginalization, which is our leader. Because if you look at this Nigeria now, everything that is going on in this Nigeria now, because I've been hearing that in case if this, okay, let me just say, if this British that we're talking about now, them making Nigeria to be one, both the Biafrans, Oduduwa, and Ariwa, making those three countries to be one, they do not have good intention of that. And at the same time, breaking this country now, if I'm to say, I think that is supposed to be okay, just like now that Biafra is in forefront, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in forefront now. Likewise, Mazi Simon Ekpa is also almost in forefront as well. But the person that is championing the freedom of this Oduduwa that I'm talking about, which is Sunday Boho, every one of us has fear exactly thing that happened to him. He's right now in Nigeria. Every one of us not even know whether he's still championing the freedom of Oduduwa or not. If you look at the Northerners as well, nobody is in confront. If they wanted to divide this country now, I think these three people, one of us, Biafra, Oduduwa, and Adwa, the three countries supposed to come together. They were going to ask, what and what do we need? What and what do we need? How do we want to make the, how will I even put it myself? I think there is a question that to be asked. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be there. Who is going to represent other ethnicity in Nigeria here? That is the question that I normally to ask within myself. I didn't know whether you understand what I mean. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. If that's why we are talking about referendum. Referendum answers all those questions. Referendum answers the question. Every group, once they decide to go, whenever you're coming back together, the people will also decide to come back together, and they will draw a constitution, an agreement on how they are going to mingle together. Just like bilateral agreement that countries sign with country, people sign with people. It's as simple as that. Just disintegrate the country. Everybody go their separate ways. If at the end of the day they choose to be back together, they will sit on a round table. We agree. Look at how we're going to be together. Look at what we'll do. Be on your own. Be on you. Look at what we will share together. Look at what we will not share. Look at what we will not do. They sign it and everybody be on his own. But the Nigeria is something that was done without consultation, without anybody. Nobody was consulted. The British just came and say, you, from today, you are Nigeria, and they agreed and they continue to follow.
Because the life of Yorubas in Nigeria, now they are playing, what am I going to say? They are playing two double face. If they come out today, they're going to shout Oduduwa. When I see the whole thing is turning around, they're going to turn back, said one Nigeria. The whole thing is just bored complete. Because this is a hard time for this referendum that I've been talking about. The Biafrans have conducted their own referendum, which is, even though the national body wants to come into this, they're not going to ask of this referendum to Biafrans again. Even though they will ask, the referendum has been conducted and 99% of Biafra have stand in freedom of Biafra, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is for this. Because if you just take, 10%, which is the evil politician in Biafra land, they are the one that even, what I'm going to say, they are even the stumbling block that we're talking about now. Because our leaders staying in Sokoto today, their hand is there. Every one of us is aware of that. And they're not going to back down, no matter what. This is the hard time for our people to just break that their way. Because without you breaking that wing, because there's people is expecting our leader Marginal can come and do the needful. Marginal cannot have do his own. He have do his own completely.
It is something when we talk about the issue of referendum, we have conducted, the one we conducted was self-referendum. We conducted self-referendum by ourselves. It is left for the world to recognize it, or if they feel that our self-referendum is not okay, they conduct theirs and we compare and contrast. But that our self-referendum already have proven that Biafrans are ready and willing. And no, you can't get, if you get anything less than that's 60 million, that means nothing can change. Nothing can change. So that was supposed to move the hand of the world to know that these people are serious. And that was the step our Prime Minister Samuel took. Mazin Nandekan has been calling the Nigerian government to do it. They couldn't do it. The Master came on board and conducted the self-referendum by our own self. We did it by ourselves. Then it's left for them now to either approve or conduct theirs. Either approve or conduct theirs. So nobody is going to say maybe we don't know what we are doing, or like those of other regions that are still fighting for the freedom, the southwest and the north and the middle belt. It is up to them to decide what they want. If they want to remain in Nigeria, it's just their business. We cannot decide for them. We cannot choose for them. We cannot decide for them what to do. Go ahead.
Malchus, you know that the zoo, they shoot themselves in the foot, you know, because initially, from the things I've seen prior, United States, they did not initially have planned to get boot on the ground in Nigeria. I'm telling you, they wanted to operate differently. But when the Caliphate were able to, make Tinubu to go and sign the military part or whatever economic part with Turkey, and everybody know the role of Turkish government, this very Turkish government, and also the history of the Turkey as a nation. So that added to the need for them to bring, even though they say, okay, they are not really like combatant troop now. They are not combatant, but they are recognizance troop, and they are logistics troop, and there are some other different names, right? But they are there to monitor everything. If they're bringing their militant, everything will be monitored, and whatever happens moving forward is going to determine, what happened going forward. But it's obvious that they are here now, and they are here, So you are responsible somehow. Chukwukabiyama confuse you with everything you do. It becomes a destruction upon everything they do. Any step they take, leads to their destruction. That is what is happening. So because now they are here, there's no going back, one way or the other. They will be here to monitor and see what happens, and it might eventually lead to them having a base in the country. So let's see what happens. So that's just what it is, So like that Professor Yusuf, he was so bitter, so frustrated. A few days ago when I saw him on their channel, Trust or whatever, and the things he was saying, it's incredible. How he claimed that Tinubu has betrayed the trust of the North, that he has stabbed them on the back, Yeah. And that where is the Christian genocide? When and how? That he was just saying all sort of things. So that in other words, they are among the people who prefers that Tinubu goes to Muslim nations like Turkey, Saudi Arabia, or Pakistan, to bring troops to help them, not America. That is what exactly the guy was, they're not America, so they don't want America to come. Well, it's obvious that it's just crazy, absolutely crazy. But I'm happy the way things are going, because we know on whose side and what motivates the American, because they know that a Sharia Islamic Nigeria is a danger to everybody.
A very great danger.
It's a danger to everybody. So for me, when I see people talk bull crap, I always wonder, it's obvious for everybody to see what goes on, what happens. You know, we know. I'm not going to sit here and say that America always they are sent. No, but we are not either. But we also know that they believe in human development. They believe in, and that's what we believe in too as Biafran. I always say that we are more aligned with them than these people who we have the same skin color, forced into a country. We have absolutely nothing in common with them, and that's a fact. So now that they did what they did, I can't see how bad on already. So because Americans are here, and many more will come as things move forward. The other day was a few days ago that maybe 200 and something, maybe even 300. But the zoo government, when they give you a figure of what the terrorists did, be rest assured that it's more than that.
Of course.
Because they always try to minimize it, just to water it down. It's crazy. It's just a crazy situation. But like I said, I just look and I keep thanking God for, even though it's not over yet until it's over, but I'm still very, very grateful, appreciative of the effort so far. So that if it happen, make it happen, make everybody they see them, the whole world they see them. Just like that young man, Alice, was telling them, the America is watching. Yes. Send your terrorist group to Fulani terrorist people to come and destroy the house again we built. Trump is watching. They know the geographical location. Everything has been. This zoo is finished, my brother. This zoo is finished. We've been saying it for years. Most people they will say, and so now they talk. Well, it doesn't happen overnight, but it's a gradual process. But it's finished.
They can't escape it this time. They cannot escape it this time.
Never. Things can never be the same again. That's how life is, When person come, don't fool with that. How dare you, my brother? How dare you?
And that is why Tinubu is playing the kind of game he's playing today.
Yeah.
You see the kind of game he's playing today. He knows very well that even the North are disappointed in some of the things he's doing. He's not giving them full free hand the way they were expecting that in his first tenure they would have Islamized everywhere completely.
100%.
With the entrance of Donald Trump now and so many other things that happened up to
that
on the ground to monitor system, they are very disappointed.
Very.
Tinubu himself knows that voting him from that side this time is not going to happen. He's not going to get any vote from there.
Yeah.
And rigging it also will be almost impossible to rig.
Smell danger. Exactly. Because the eyes is watching. One eyes man is watching.
The only place he can use to rig them out today is Southeast. That is why he's forming his city boys in Southeast, buying every human being buyable.
Exactly. Everybody buyable.
In second tenor is not really sure for him.
Yeah.
You know that his second tenor is not sure for him. That is why he have sent his son Tinubu.
The power broker, the power brokers in the North, they are incensed. That is the level of pain and frustration, the anger, the Sultan of this world, the El-Rufai and Sanusi, you can't even begin to imagine how they feel that under Tinubu, American troop or American government will be allowed to come into the country and to watch them push the agenda of Islamization and Fulanization. They are incensed with it. They can't even, Jesus Christ. How did this happen? That is what that guy was saying the other day. How did this happen? Well, I can't say how about no, because when they were preparing this Muslim ticket, they knew what they wanted. That by now, everything would have been, but everything, God just turned everything on their head. So, yeah, that is the situation now. We see 2027 is around the corner. We'll be watching them to see the game they play. But one thing I almost certainly can guarantee, is that there's no going back. the zoo is finished. The zoo is finished.
The world should recognize Biafra before this 2027 they are talking about. Because this 2027 is going to be broad.
Yeah.
You're going to be broad because the Northerners they're not going to even give Tinubu second chance. Because this thing that you do this first tenor that make Americans see to be in Nigeria, this is first tenor. In second tenor, they will even say it's possible that almost all the Christian nations, those people that are supporting Christians, which is the world power, they are going to be in presence in Nigeria. Because Tinubu are allowing these people to enter this Nigeria this 2026, which is the first tenor. 2027 will not going to be easy for him because they are going to fight. The Northerners are going to fight to the last blood of their body. They're not going to allow him because that region they're not going to allow it as well.
Yeah.
The fight that is going on in Senate today because of electoral
transmission.
Yes.
They say they say na transfer. Akpabio onyoshi criminal. Akpabio say na they say na transfer, electoral transfer. And
the one that they discuss in the house is different from what Akpabio presents.
Yeah.
Likewise, the tax reform have been a tax bill. The one that they deliberate in their Senate house is different from the one that the president signed.
Look at criminals. Bunch of criminals. Manipulation. Akpabio na criminal.
This country is gone.
He has a case with the EFCC now.
Yeah. Yeah, but because he did with Tinubu APC, they will overlook it. This is what they do.
And that is why he must approve anything that they bring to him.
100%. So that EFC no go touch him. This is what they do. This is what they do. But obviously, like I said, their cup don't full. They throw away self because
the only assignment he has in the house today is to make sure that electoral bill is not passed.
Exactly. And forging and falsification of documents. Now, Baby, they do that.
After the house approve, you go back, write different things.
Stamp with another mafia people, criminal.
I think the life of Aisha Buhari, all of them, they have some to Smith House or something like that. They are doing protests or something like that.
Yeah. All those ones.
This particular one. If he be the one where go cause that fight that they're talking about, because
all those ones, all those protesters,
they get their own agenda. They get their own agenda.
If they fire one tear gas, all of them will disappear.
Yeah.
All this OBM they come out, they holler, you want to dare the people? They are waiting. All the noise where you make for cheapest girl, waiting come out of her.
Nothing come out of it. You don't tie. I know fear.
Can't come make noise. You want to dare the masses.
Yeah.
You must pass the electoral law. And today we'll be here grammar.
Don't play with fire. Don't play with fire. Which fire?
Fire went on the bomb since almost more than 10 years ago. Now it's fire the bomb. Anybody will come, you don't make it. If Tinubu won't clear his record, if Tinubu gets sense, say he won't clear his record with the little life where they been for him. Now, just to play into the script of the United States to stop this insecurity, genocide completely, stop this Islamization automatically.
Yeah, but
just close the eyes, sign everything, remove Sharia law, sign whether they agree or not, sign.
Exactly. But you know what? In the hope, say, Ingo film they manipulate the situation until he win that 2027. God forbid, because God will not. So if it's all finished, he washes his hand off and goes away, and the whole rubbish continue. But not this time. Not this time, bro. I can guarantee you, not this time that Americans, their eyes is focused now in Nigeria. And you know that. You know one thing that the American, not be today they've known since 2014 that Nigeria is unsustainable, that Nigeria is abnormality. They know this. And they also know that they've always known this agreement that was reached between the British during the amalgamation. They also have some light into that. And obviously, they earlier predicted, right? They predicted that the country was going to break. That was, is it 2015 thereabout? Eh? So
Have of Taiwan that document about America have of Taiwan about.
So the American know that is not a normal situation, and it's a disaster waiting to happen, And even now, everybody know that it's a ticking bomb. Religious war can burst out anytime, So why wait for those disasters to take place? Why not solve the problem? So, but thank goodness that their eyes is on it now, and these jihadists, this caliphate, these Fulani terrorists, they know that the big brother is not just watching, they're on the ground now. So, obviously, Nigeria has to part ways, because everybody know that it's just the criminal ones, both in the politicians and their master too, that is keeping it together, even though it's time for everybody to go their ways. Because in other words, agreement is agreement. They sign something that they are giving Nigeria a century lifespan, and it's long past now. So honor the agreement that was reached. Honor it. Let everybody go their way. So that's what it's supposed to be. But they don't want to do that, because they now enjoy. They are eating so much. It has become something they enjoy so much. They don't want to do the right thing. But they will be forced to do it somehow, because something is going to have to give. Definitely something is going. All this killing by the terrorists is not going to stop. That you can be rest assured. They will not stop. They will continue to plot how to carry out more attack. They've gone so far they can't go back. And that will lead to eventually the parting of ways for everybody. That is the only solution. How do you go, my brother?
America must do the needful, because they didn't do it now. They are the big fish on the net. If they didn't do the needful now, they're going to be the next. Because this thing that is happening in Britain now, the jihadists are just watching them. If they didn't do the needful now, America are going to be the next.
It is sad. Let us listen to this very video from this brother. And the brother I played the video last time, he made another video. Let's listen to what he has to say. He also made a very great point here and called some names that need to be noted. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Since age were sentenced and they can life imprisonment. Aghọtara m echekatago m the thing na-asị sị ka mkpakana nkata with ndị Igbo, kedu ebe ndị Igbo si wee mejọ? Eche na mmadụ jewe boy, at least apprenticeship na a na-agba boy 6-7 years. It depends on the oga ịbata n'aka esetụlụ onye ejebela onwe. Since njibi ụwa ndị Igbo na-agbalụ ndị Hausa na ndị Yoruba boy for a very long time. Na aka na-agba ya luo echi. Ọ na-enwebe mbọsị a ga-esetụlụ ndị Igbo si ndị Igbo onye ọbụla na-awazi onye ọbụla jebela onwe ya. Ya bụ ibe echekatago ndeten. Ndị Igbo si na ba achọzi na onye ọbụla chọrọ ịnọrọ onwe ya. That was even Nnamdi Kanu na fight for. Equal right. O nwere ebe o si mejọ. Okay, ya bụgodo that na o mejọ. Ka m kwuo nwelezie that na o mejọ na ihe na-eme na nkeka. Ive ome na nke na-eme na nkeka. Ma still ndị a na-aga n'elu ana nwere ive mmeve. Ihe na-agbasara ndị Igbo ebie ndị Igbo, nke gbasara ndị Igbo ebie ndị Igbo. Nwere ive ọbụ na ihe eme na Nigeria man twist ya bulie ebunye ndị Igbo n'isi. Chekatago ndị atịn imeghalị ọnụ achịla onye Igbo taa, ị na-anya achịla onye Igbo taa, ikwu okwu achịla onye Igbo taa, ikwurukwa n'okwu bulie n'obi achịla onye Igbo taa. Abịa nwekwa ka ọ dị o. Abịa nwere ka ọ dị. The only person that can save Igbo people, the only person. Abịa nwekwa ka ọ dị o. Mgbe na-ajụ ọ na-enwero ndị nọ n'ala Igbo that will say enough is enough n'ife a na-eme ndị Igbo. The only person, the only fearless lion enwe na ndị. Kedu onye eme ihe Nnamdi Kanu eme? Ọmụọ mamnụ na for 5 years mmadụ ka na-ekwu ofu okwu. For 5 years jide mmadụ ka na-ekwu ofu okwu. Nwụrụ onye nọ n'ala Igbo currently ihe n'omume Nnamdi Kanu na-eme. Nobody nwụrụ onye amụsịrị ike ihe n'omume Nnamdi Kanu na-eme. Without being controversial, without take bribe. Nobody nwụrụ onye ọ. Ndị Igbo wee jide this man wee jụ that na this guy ama mpụta. Ndị Igbo ji Nnamdi Kanu. By main of this video bụ anyị nwere 2 people m ga-akpa afa n'ala Igbo. If you want to attack Obi Kubana that do post, Obi Kubana is a baby when it comes to even alone Nigeria. Obi Kubana is a symbol of no to a case more dogu, no to a case more galanya. Because Ogalanya Bumu man art ya art. So even when I go see you no go to a case art your galanya. But when it comes to decision taking, even alone Nigeria in a kakus. They no behind the scene even alone. Obi Kubana is a baby. Don't attack Colonial. Don't attack Colonial. And then they go me na observe chaya bank. You go. What do we go? Mo post mo no post ro even name. Onye ko ya akpo. O Tinubu ko ya akpo na phone. Now that even na Nigeria. The only 2 people that have access to these people to nda no n'isi. Evulata eze. These 2 people is the 2 people that has access to these people. No n'isi na Nigeria. When I do Ozigbo ndo kedu mgbe akwa afa gị bụ Ozigbo ndo ata eze. Makwa mgbe izaba 1000. Makwa mgbe mmadụ ili 1000 na-atọ mmadụ oji. Makwa mgbe izaba 1000. Ata eze mgbe na-ajụ gị ọkwa afọ ị na-aza bụ Ozigbo ndo. Ozigbo ndo ka mgbe ya azọ ndị Igbo ndo. Ava ifense ka njụ ogo. Yotago. Ndị balogalanya erika, ndị na-enyela aka erika, ndị si n'aka gị wee ku ume erika, ndị tiri eti ibe afọ ọgaranya bụ aja dị n'ala. Imegide gị ịzọgo ndị mmadụ ndụ that side. But ndị Igbo wee na-ajụzi kedu mgbe ị ga-aza anyị ndụ. Ọ ka ife ị na-aza. Kụsọ nwere onye gba gị agbụ ijeje wele Ozigbo ndụ wee na-aza. Kedu mgbe ị ga-azọ ndị Igbo ndụ? Na-ata eze. Ozigbo meela anyị ebele. Kedu mgbe ị ga-aza anyị ndụ? Abụrụ m ọ na ịda afọ ife anyị na-afụ. Kwichi na mma na ị na-afụ ya. Ana m afụ ebe ị na-aba ụlụ n'onye tọrọ atọ 50 something years because of gịnị na power nọba n'aka ebe awụọla an old man like you. Ata eze chekie ife dị 70 something years ọmantezikwa n'aka eme travel ọmantezikwa n'aka n'ibika na owe bie 90 9500 ọgwụ ọmantezikwa n'aka. The little time for all gị na ego niile ema mbue na the little time for all gị na now anyị na-ayọ gị biko unu posesịa ifulu unu ncha niile posesịa ka ezigbanụ ndị ga-emenwu ibe a. Who are the people? Even na-ayọ gị bụ ata eze biko ndị Igbo anyị na-ata afụfụ both home and away. Biko mele anyị ebele. Emeka ụfọ ị na-eme n'ebe ịgba n'ọkụ but when it comes to ebe a na-alụ na Nigeria isiri ike. Emeka ụfọ biko mele na anyị ebele. Abeg adị m akpali unu ọ bụrụ mkpali ka m na-akpali unu nọ na ife na-agwa unu bụ ife ndị mmadụ ndị mmadụ na-atụ ụjọ igwe unu ka m na-agwa unu today. Biko abeg anyị ataga avụ ka ọ dị na mma. Ife a na-eme ndị Igbo nkwa ka ọ dị. Ife a na-eme ndị Igbo nwere ka ọ dị. Just look at this guy name is a slap on Igbo people's face. Ihe ahụ mkpali na ndị ọzọ mee nke ba na ijeba ndị ọzọ ihe niile ndị ọzọ na-eme ha na-anachi ijebelo na nke ndị Igbo ha jide anyị ọtọ. Nkwe ka ọ dị. Emeka ụfọ ata eze biko mere na ya ebele. Abeg I'm pleading to you people biko nwere onye na-akpali o but asị na asọkata eze anya ekpulu nkata n'isi gbuo okwu adọrọ m atụ mmadụ ụjọ n'ụwa m mma agwa gị ya pọmpam pele mma agwa gị ya n'ilu mma agwa gị ya n'azụ so biko ka nna ayọ na ya ebele ọma ntezikwa n'aka ụnụ agbagotego na age emeka ọfọ ị na-ebe 60 something years ịghọtago ma ntezikwa n'aka ụnụ agbagotego na age biko ego ahụ nwala ngada nwere ebe unu bi eje that dignity kedu ife a ga-eji cheta unu ma unu n'osisi ya pụọ kedu ife a till today aka na-akpọ afọ ojukwu mara mgbe ojukwu nwụrụ till today emeghasị ojukwu kedu ife a ga-eji cheta unu kedu just this one thing ka anyị na-ayị unu biko elizienu Nnamdi Kanu biko this one thing ka anyị na-ayị unu ka anyị were ife ahụ echeta unu biko biko ka nna ayọ biko ahịa tagava ka ọ dị na mma a na-akpali ya n'ugwu ya ịbata kịta iwolu like almost 10 police station esolu gị n'azụ ata eze bata Igbo ewolu almost 20 police station esolu n'azụ police stations ndị ebe everywhere dị empty ama nwezi ndị a na-protect before you know it kịta ndị akịta abataghị Igbo so ife ndebe ndị iti a na-emere abataghị Igbo asọrọ nda ga everywhere no just ka anyị nụbazi akụkọ ha batachago na position si ya na ka anyị nụbazi akụkọ kwanụ m na onwe nke mee n'Imo uche na ọnwụ na Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'elu na ndị ama cross ugwu enwe nwere ife ji eme mmọnwụ they cannot cross ha ife aka Nnamdi Kanu na-agbalụ mgbe ife aka ọ na-eyi aga ọ na-eti na-akpọ mụ na Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'elu na ndị ama mbatanwe Igbo mụ na gị na-agbama but because of ntilie n'ime ka hapụ esi na ka hapụ imebi biznes unu na-eme but biko anyị na-ayị unu biko ata eze gị na Tinubu dị na mma biko ata eze ịkpọ ndị mmadụ na South East ise ka Nnamdi Kanu pụta Nnamdi Kanu ya pụta uchi na mụ na gị na-abụma ọ ife iji azọ ọzọ Igbo ndụ zọzie anyị ndụ zọọ Nnamdi Kanu ndụ ata eze biko ya gazie.
So that is it. The same guy who played his video last time, he has just spoken again, and his word is just clear. Like I say, we might not agree in everything, but every time they make these important points, this guy he's a supporter of P2B, but every one of them have seen that P2B is heading nowhere.
Yeah.
So all of them are gradually coming back to what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stands for, which is what we all stand for.
Mm.
And look at these two men, he mentioned their name. These people, he mentioned their name. These are hardcore Fulani stooge. These two men, he mentioned his name. These are the people, forget of Big Cubana. Just like he said, Big Cubana, which day he start.
Oh, no, that's small boys, the others ones.
Small boys, just like this guy just said.
Yeah. But Mazi choose if on the and all these other criminals parading around, tying our destiny down in this demonic entity. Can I job? I got no Igbo in the fullness of time. I got no Iwe did. Oh my goodness. They will
not survive it.
My dear brother, that is hey, their generation. If I had a I got anyway, can't I just
nobody will ever use their identity when they are gone in Igbo land.
People who
even their children go hear them. Their children go hear them.
Working with the enemies to turn us into a third-class citizen on our own soil and our own land. You think we just brush that away in all these decades? But I believe that now everything is coming to a head. It's coming. It's coming. Everything is coming to a head. That one thing that is going to, it is going to be a situation whereby, the ripple effect of one thing will be overwhelming. And you begin to wonder, how did this come about? How did it affect this? This is what happened. How about it? So it's going to just spread all over. So I'm pretty optimistic about this whole thing. Now, and when that time comes, Kaga Malo, how bitter, how much pain they've brought upon us, how much sadness, So, how do you go, my brother? But okay.
That is a very criminal-minded human being.
Yeah.
He was indicted in this Moduro arrest.
Of course.
Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a man in Nigeria. The security where that guy they move past the security way to move they carry the worker.
Of course. Also non the Fulani may billionaire.
He doesn't hide it now. He doesn't hide it. Somebody have told the Igbos probably they should forget about leadership.
Yeah. And
focus on their business and forget about that they don't know how to lead. They're not supposed to lead that. It's Fulani that will do.
And the Hanine, all of them, they buy into the agenda, including the ones they have in National Assembly and Senate, this agenda of Islamization, because they want to build one Nigeria. Imalanke something Carlo, Oji Carlo or something, I suppose. Also that Nandi Fulani on our forest. You see that brother was just saying now how about I go already? I know everywhere. Mimo, Manambra, I know there. And the legislation that this guy was pushing was that Nandi and no our place for about 10 years. They would now becomes indigenous, not just citizens, but indigenous.
Indigenous.
So
and the funny thing is that it is a Biafra man that is pushing the denunciation.
Exactly.
Policy in the Senate.
Because when you see that Carlo guy, then you trace their roots of coming to power, the power they ride on to get to where they are.
Carlo was the one that introduced him to politics now.
And don't use Carlo too. You cannot really separate him from Otoeze or from Emeka or from the same thing. Yeah, the same thing. Just selfishness, self-interest beyond unimaginable that people are on the Fulani in Nigeria. 100, if not millions of them, they must integrate them into Nigerian society. And the people who owns the land, they say, no, we cannot abandon our land. We cannot forfeit our land. So where do you want us to go? Live in IDP camp? It's not possible. Okay, if you come to live in peace, maybe that would be a little understandable. But they don't come to live in peace. They are coming out without your
consent, without your permission.
Yeah, force it on you. So they know these people want to mention, hey, no, I got no Igbo because I don't
for a long time, people are scared of calling their names. People are even scared of using their names online.
Exactly.
But when you see all these Igbo men now coming out to call them out.
Yeah, their cup don't full.
It will get to a stage that nobody will hold back again.
Exactly.
Because the call is free law.
Yeah.
This game that is playing out now, they have seen it that there is nothing on earth that will change the status quo. Nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at Peter B have been deceiving himself.
Yeah.
We have been telling him, you cannot get that position. Never, ever. And from the way, any day you hear say they make Peter Obi president, run for your life. Run for your life. Because no kind of oath where they're not going to take and swear.
Yeah.
No kind of drink where full will give and drink.
And you cannot go against it if you sworn to it.
Yeah. That is how dangerous it is.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine in a country where there is a written agenda that unless the caliphate approve you, you cannot be a president.
Yeah. You can't even be
the vote doesn't matter. Vote doesn't matter. Whatever if you like, vote from heaven to hell.
It doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And this system was put in place by the British themselves. British put that.
Of course.
Because the very first election that was conducted in Nigeria after independent, they rigged it.
Yeah.
This false number, when they can tell you say not have the greatest number, they rigged it. It was British that rigged it.
Mm.
In the original census, the Igbos are the highest population, has the highest population.
Mm.
The tribe of Igbo has the highest population. But the British rigged it. They rigged it in statistics, they rigged it in the map. They draw the map and they took the middle belt and forced them into the north.
Yeah.
To complete the caliphate structure.
Yeah. In 1921, was it? I saw it. I saw the program where the original and accurate census was conducted. And the Igbo topped the chart.
Igbo topped the chart. The tribe of Igbo are the greatest. And it's not even, it is a Cambridge University or whatever conducting that census.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a no-brainer because the mere fact that every region in that country that you go, after the indigenous people, the highest number of outsiders are usually in the Igbo. So that tells you everything. That original census is accurate then as it was and still accurate even now. But they run with their lies and propaganda. Yeah, run with their propaganda that they have more. Every time they come up on the video, whatever, they tell you that is about number. Look at that Farouk the other day telling Arise, Rufai. Yeah, telling Rufai saying that it's all about number. That is why they will never accept Christian ticket because they have the number. This is what but it's lie, and they know it's lie.
A very big lie.
Yeah.
A very big lie. Even one of the middle better have come and challenged them. Where do they have the number? Which number do they have?
In a desert.
One of the middle belt leaders have come out to tell them that they don't have that number they're claiming. It is just a fake figure that they're using to deceive people. And you know that also the one they call Baba Ahmed Yusuf or whatever, that is the one, the senior brother to the vice or deputy to Peter Obi. He's one of those championing the whole lying narrative that they have the number, that they have the size, they have this, blah, blah, blah. You know?
The number they are talking about is not, if the time of election reach, they're going to use the number both the north and the middle belt. That's the number they normally used to use. But if the time for appointment reach, they're going to focus on the north. That is the number they normally used to use. And this is the right time for the middle belt supposed to be speak out. This number they are talking about, even southeast, the easterners even get that number they are talking about, past north, massive. How many people there for north, massive? You know what they talk to that. How many people there for north? Every time they'll be talking about number.
So sad, they don't have the number, it's all fake.
Okay. Yeah, so I was just going to say that I don't see this northerners voting Peter Obi and Tinubu now. They have reservation about Tinubu now because I've seen their scholars come out to condemn him, castigate him so much. So obviously, the table is setting, everything is being set up for a total, split. That is what I foresee. But we shall see. Because even Esusaya, we had press to predict what is going to happen within a year from now. But I know that something is going to have to give. How do you go, my brother? How do you go?
But a northern Fulani will prefer a Tinubu than a Kutobi.
Okay. Well, you can say that. I think you'll be safe to say that, yeah? Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm. And if not for anything, they will consider Tinubu because of his religion.
Exactly.
They want to cage him in to leave certain things that he knows certain secrets that they themselves know.
Mm-hmm. Even though now the wife now, is stepping on a minefield. I'm telling you, the reverberation of what that is causing in the north. To tell them to go.
He go by fire. I say God who is making them to make mistake.
Yeah. We'll go
At
to
last,
America.
when he come back, he go regret why he even go that tall. He should have not gone at all.
Oh, yeah, kind of. I can see how I go on. Every step they take turn out to be a destruction upon them. To go there and tell the world that the intervention of Trump is divine. That word means a lot. It means a lot.
Yesterday, I saw a video from their central mosque. All of them were shouting Bamayi, Bamayi, Bamayi. They are done.
Bamayi? Shouting what?
Bamuyi, we are not doing again. We need to do again. We need to do again. They were shouting in all their central mosques in the north. I saw the video yesterday.
Okay. Then they hear them. My brother, Chuku, Ekenedi Jova. No. Ekenedi Jova. If any man.
The stage is set. The stage done my job.
Yeah. How do you?
Reality against formality. You're welcome. Young Wealthy. Unmute yourself. Oh, he's gone. I think maybe he has a network problem. So the stage is set. They can't escape it this time around. They cannot. No amount of grammar, no amount of lie pretending can save them this time around. The only thing we have to do is we on our own side, we must remain resolute. We must remain resolute. We must continue to sanitize our homes. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Don't allow anybody to confuse you. Just focus on what is right to do and continue to do them. Continue to make sure that you are doing whatever you know will lead us to freedom to your own capacity, your own level. Forget about attacking one person or the other. Just focus on what you yourself can do. If you do your own, another person does his own, we harmonize it. At the end of the day, we will get the freedom that we want. No one person will boast and say he's going to get all this freedom. Mazin Nandikan himself said that the Biafra will come in such a way that nobody will take the glory.
And he's setting. Yeah, the whole plan is, you can see, I think if you watch, the trajectory, Otife Siaga, one can clearly see that him and him alone will get the glory. This is my personal opinion.
Yes. Nobody will come and claim and say, oh, without you, didn't Martin Nandekano said it in his broadcast.
Yeah.
That Biafra will come in such a way that nobody, no single person will come and say, if not me, it will not happen.
Because if you look, this thing now that Tinubu's wife attended, you can clearly see the influence of lobbying and bribery and all the millions they are spending. That is what gave her that chance,
Yes.
Because it's not like she was officially invited by the Trump's administration. No, it's just the lobbyists, that were able to put her on the spot where she met with Trump. And we don't have that, but we have God. I'm going to go
Exactly.
For over how many years now, and obviously, if Nnamdi Kanu was not inside, or Simon Ekpa, I am sure we would have been in a different place because they were
very, very far.
Yeah, they were pushing. They were just pushing, pressing every button, And again, they calculated the incarceration of Simon Ekpa because otherwise he would have been able to make the campaign team of Trump to know that he is if not the first, the second world leader, right? That endorsed Trump. When nobody did, when nobody gave him a chance, right? And so obviously, again, I also saw when Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, prior to that, I think that was the eve of election, she made a call. She made a call for Biafrans to go out there and vote. If you know what I mean, So obviously, if these two guys, if they were, because Mazen Kanu already was pushing through, but everything happened in calculation with what was about to happen. So, and Obodo Eliza, I know that they are not exempted. They are part of it. I know that 100%. Akahad, the Ifemen Nnamdi Kanu. It's a coming together of so many factors. The criminal DOS, they play the part. The Fulani, they play the part. British play the part. And yeah, so that is the situation. But Udodi, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, so everybody must put their hands on deck. That is all I pray for and wish that everybody should get this. Just like many people are like Mazi Simon Ekpa, with all this that is happening, you will know that, just like you said, the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa is strategic, and they know why they did it, to remove him from the picture.
Yeah.
They know why they did it, because even when Trump was inaugurated, when he won the election, the first statement of Nigeria, they were warning him against Biafra.
Yeah.
They were warning him against Biafra. So they knew the influence, they knew how far we have gone. And that is why they try to keep him. If they can keep him away until Trump finishes his term, they will do it.
Exactly. And Marcus, you remember that hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you remember that there was this interview that he granted BBC. You remember that, right? I mean, our PM.
Yeah.
So from that interview, they began to, coordinate. They began to conspire that this guy is dangerous and unstoppable, right? Yeah. So they knew that if they don't do something, he was somehow going to be able to make it to the corridor of power in the United States and explain and do whatever he has to. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So that was when the whole thing began to, and it just so happened like a perfect storm, when Finland needed membership. I think I've said this uncountable number of times, Finland needed membership of, is the European Union, stuff like that. And NATO, I suppose. Yeah. So that was like the really, really perfect storm. And they have to give in because they fear that Russia was going to encroach on them. Even and I were border,
Yeah.
So Finland feared Russia encroachment through the border. So I understand, but God has his own plan and is working out slowly and surely. Can I lead you over, my brother? Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a flyer that I saw. I think they were going to have a meeting with the new lawyer that was gotten for Mazi Simon Ekpa, the international lawyer that was gotten. I think they are having a Zoom meeting with him also. So any Biafran, if you want to be there, you can be there and join them and then ask a question. As I have said before, everything that is going to be done for the sake of Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, once I see it and it's reasonable, I will promote it. You don't need to send it to me. Once I see it, I am going to show it.
Yeah.
So this is very important for the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, because I have always wished that he got an international lawyer. The starting of the case was very messy. Nobody was there. No Biafran was there to even be with him. Nothing. We did nothing. Absolutely nothing. So in this appeal, it is very important. And Mazi Simon Ekpa himself have appealed to Biafrans. If you can come to Finland on that very August 5th, 5th of August, book your ticket on time now. More especially people like that are in Europe. Book your ticket on time. August 5th.
I mean, or you had it?
Yeah, I had it.
From somebody?
Yeah, from people that visited him recently.
All right, well, okay.
He personally told them about the report came from about 2 or 3 different directions. So it's a fact. Even from the one in one of the Zoom that I attended, where he called it was the same thing, calling for unity. And he was only asking that on that time of the case, Biafrans, no matter the group where you belong, if you can afford to come to Finland that time, come for that case on the 8th of August, on 5th of August, not 8th, 5th, on the 5th of August. So this group has been able to arrange. Yeah.
There is something that I want to ask, and this thing has really been disturbing me since. I think after, like, let me just take like the one that happened to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria here. I think it's after after court have decided of their ruling, I think it's 3 months before they appeal, right? I mean, 90 days after they were going to give the person 90 days to appeal.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it that Finland now shifted their oath to August? This thing has been joined force with Nigeria government. They are just doing as if Finland has just doing as if they are collaborating with Nigeria government. Why August?
Yeah, but that 90 days is the time you have to appeal within that 90 days. If you don't appeal and that 90 days expires, you cannot appeal again. But that doesn't mean that is the date of they have not given Mazen Narikan the date of his court. They will not give you the date. When you appeal, meet up the appeal requirement and you appeal, they will not give you a date. But you must appeal within 90 days. That 90 days is not the date of the court.
Because they have the plan of this.
Finland is not even up to 90 days. I think they have a limited time for Mazen Samuel, but then also there's a time they give in a limited time to appeal also. But I've forgotten
because the plan of Nigeria and the plan of Finland, everything is now getting close. They want to push this both the appeal and the court date and everything. They want to make everything until this
of course. It's just like they are working
they are planning. They are working towards it. Because the $90 million that they gave to America is also time buying. They use that thing to buy time for America to do what they want to do.
90. What do you say? 90 million what?
9 million.
I think yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What they give the America is for them to use it to buy time, and they are using our people to do all this evil. Why have people don't want to learn from all this? Everything that Marginalization has said, unsaid, everything is happening in our eyes, and they don't want to learn from it.
Imagine, there's this thing that I don't know who it is that is spraying or bringing up such thought at all. It's not something anybody in their right mind should be bringing up, even at all, because the PM will be blah 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 deported to Nigeria. That is rubbish. Anybody telling you that is out of their mind. Okay, nobody sends somebody to a country of particular concern, a terrorist country, a country where the government is colluding with the terrorists and pretending not to know and unwilling. So forget. So let nobody just lie to anybody about it. And anybody raising that issue should be called out. You shouldn't be even. You don't even have to raise it. It's not a subject at all. From day one. I said it some years back. Maybe I think within that time I said, forget it. This is never ever gonna happen. So that is that. But I don't intend to stir the pot, Massachusetts. But can I just ask? Do you really think that PM has what's the word now? Like are they oh well okay, let me forget it. No, I don't wanna let me not just stir the pot. But okay, thank you so much. Better.
Thank you so much, my brother. So what we are saying, as we have always said, our PM needs our support. Everybody. He needs our support. Every one of us, no matter the group you belong to, no matter who you support to, no matter who you follow, he needs support at this particular point in time. He needs support. If you can go to Finland on the 5th of August, buy your ticket on time. Ticket is cheap now. You buy your ticket now, it is very cheap. So they can be able to get there. And again, for this Zoom meeting that they are having for the lawyer of Mazi Simon Ekpa, it is also important that if you can be able to attend the Zoom meeting and ask questions, the lawyer is going to attend. They want to speak to the lawyer. The lawyer will speak to Biafrans. The lawyer is going to defend Mazi Simon Ekpa. He's going to speak to Biafrans. That will also be an opportunity for you to ask questions. The name of the lawyer is there, Honorable Joseph Swiss. Honorable Joseph E. Swiss. So you can equally browse the name, you can check the name up, and then ask questions, sensible and credible questions. It is not attack on anybody. Just ask questions. Once you are not convinced, you hold back yourself. Everybody have you have the right to investigate everything. The Bible says, test every spirit.
Yeah.
Test every spirit. Test every spirit.
Yeah.
So if you have time, the link is everywhere. They've shared it. I shared it also on my Twitter handle also. And if you go to Twitter, you see it on so many places. You can enter there, ask your question directly. Ask your question directly. My own interest is Master Simon Ekpa. I don't belong to any group. I belong to the cause of Biafra. Anybody that does anything that favors Master Nnamdi Kanu, Master Simon Ekpa, I will definitely be alongside and I will promote it.
Yeah.
That is where I stand. I will never be a part to attack anybody or call anybody name or call anybody. The only thing that will make me to come against you is when you attack Master Simon Ekpa or you attack Master Nnamdi Kanu openly.
Yeah.
If you do it in a cunning way, respectfully, you don't call their name. I never call your name, me and you don't get a problem. But once you begin to come and call, just like some people are doing, those ones who claim to be our sympathizers, they are not agitators. They are not freedom fighters. They will come and all they do is to attack Master Simon Ekpa. You are not part of the IPOB. You are not here. You are not there. But the only thing you know is to attack Master Simon Ekpa. When I see such, I don't withhold my talk. I will call them out and I will give it to them.
Even somebody like Chidi, something in one young Cogino in Canada. What was your name only again? Because
you don't tell. I never see him video.
Ophil now he has succeeded, but by silencing Simon Ekpa.
I don't even forget saying somebody like that exists there. If not, you say
yeah, those are people who feel like their job is done, sort of. You want to go? But they don't know that it's not over yet. It's not over until it's over. So we know all those ones. Forget. Everybody will come talk now when the time is right.
I don't even remember say Chidi even exist again.
I know when I even call it. If not say you will talk now. I don't even know say that kind of person exists again.
Even Dr. Damage, I normally go carry my Simon Ekpa for months every time. All of them don't go in silence.
Make you come program.
Yeah, all of them.
All their ship don't sink.
All of them.
Then they Nigeria where they want to build,
then they hope on Peter Obi. Their bubble don't burst. Oh, there you go.
They go here. You're welcome, my brother. Okay, is that okay, there?
Yes, my brother. How are you, sir?
Welcome, my brother. The other day you came in, but I think you were busy, also you couldn't wait to take your turn and you left.
No, that day I was very busy, so okay, I entered. Somebody came in. We have to go somewhere, so I decided to.
Yeah. I saw you, but I knew you always busy, so I know maybe you had a work. That's why you left. Go ahead, my brother.
Darukwana ndị nọ na studio na ndị na-ege ntị ekene m ịma na o nwere another thing like ihe a na-ekwu here mụ na ome echekwana m that thing ịma na with zoo anything the possible ịghọtago ihe ọbụla asị na ọ dị possible all the possible for Finland he conclude jere our prime minister because that time I even na-ekwukwa na there's nothing, they can't do anything. Even with his friend, president of Finland. But at the end, they hammered their own offer and all those things. Finland succumbed. And they were our prime minister. So with this one, rumor. If our reader, Oyendumaz Nnamdi Kanu, they cannot win, they cannot jail him. But at the end, that got through with the money and the money. And in China, that zoo country, all the whole money Hana borrow, billions Hana borrow. In China, GM, if you know anything else, GM apart from bribe up and down. Each go like the other brother, his this video the other day. Na Aramendi, whenever those people know now, or have the truth. Instead of them to come out, or go to higher openly, let them support this thing of the issue of Biafra. Secret. Who mentioned their name. Nobody will know that they are supporting. Like all those people who give to Bana, whatever, about those people. They are support to hear about the issue of this Biafra. It will make it to be easy on the people who now pursue the Biafra and for us to get our freedom. You got to go. But now, number one, Hana have that open. Man, I have to yeah, no, but like Bitobi, Mboge rule now, okay, you be again, or go last time. The same aqua who be last time, okay, this time you do too much. Because this time around, though, you blow a bit abroad. You got to go. How much a truth? But instead of them now to decide their own fate, make things magic that guy should remain in Nigeria. Come on, because as you imagine me last time na 2023. Magic. You gotta go. Those people, okay, like this guy, you know, na control on the near casting here Budeje Kindamos. Make the Simon Cabon or today, I really agree. Although I hotchy, a Kibon at the Cabon or not. Okay, go where. Last time, na one platform on Yaka, somebody jurors, a sick that guy knows the now. So, a same their voice, what the guy, because those people, they have nothing to offer. All those people put an ass instead of Simon, but that guy, you know, we are particular that guy also. Instead of Simon, I hear what Biafra, Biafra. Yeah. Imagine a human being for a freedom fighter and I see come away also with Biafra. Are you a witch? Always know they came on that. So that amos he really negoyano. All that Kebure Kesi Bono. A lot of people feel na Biafra Kebe today. Now have a freedom fighter. They make noise in social media. Today. I can count more than 50 people. They make noise in social media before. During the time of Simon.
My brother, they are uncomfortable.
Yeah. Now. To tell you they are not genuine from the beginning. I don't need to hold genuine from the beginning. Over here, make a standard. Or because of the genuinity, a lot of us, a lot of people not here, there. Be Merino, I can wait today. Imana, I don't know about Biafra, like one of them not here, Biafra, today. Now, 2020, 2004. From 2004, I support what was Rike. One of them, I'm one of the coordinators as of that time. But in Benfron was Rika, I was a gongo, more support, more our reader, Mazan can doctor, more support, because I stand for where the truth and the movement. I had her confused. We have the spirit of Biafra in us. I had her confused. So my brother Mazu choose. And anything the possible with these people. The only thing I need to know is now support our prime minister with and our leader with the player. Anytime I make Perona and I Chineke, I'll call Chineke a save boy because now that country, there's nothing that will save us apart from players. And the genuine one, so Abokwa and Anabaputane they make carrying bottle. They got to go. So that country, I fear that country, my brother. I fear that country. And then, because of the fear, how we enable our leader, Mazin and the Canon and the Simon Eba. Oh, yeah, Kaji. Okay, why not Sunday or today? I'm not mentioning him because of what? Because Hamana, you want to wear with it. Yoruba can betray you at any time. Oh, yeah, Mary, that's he had in our Canane told me those people. Because Nasa Tunumbuan or the Gay boy, and I go no in Canada. Echini nekito ya osamo efrani were kwa ọchịchị ifu anchani na amapụtakwa na social media make kwa noise. Ịghọtago mwana ajuda ajuju. Our for this man contested with Obasanjo that ekueme emeniho capital B nature ya there ko yemen. That time ekueme watch had that opportunity. Ojukwu Mazu Ojukwu oye mana the whole Igbo region in na atụ ụjọ pụtara nnu because not of common or you see that side where better Owe mepe apụga. Ebe ka apụga nọ today. Ọkwa aghasasị na here. So this thing these people the only thing that is save Igbo, Biafra. Biafra or nothing. Ebe mu akwu. Gotago. Udo dukwara unu my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Just like we were saying, when you were talking about the evil of Nigeria, we know Nigeria is evil and they can do some manipulations in one way or the other. But when it comes to the extradition of mass, the Simon Pepper to Nigeria, that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No country will permit that. No, they won't even dream of it. Not even now that they are country of particular concern.
I pray so, my brother.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Nobody should be afraid of that. We know how corrupt they are. We know everything they can do. But this one,
yeah, man, you know that Western world, they have should I say like a bar or red line, that they don't cross, because when they cross it, it means they've destroyed themselves. They hold their constitution, their law to the highest. Oh man, something even Obodo and Obodo Eliza know enough. There's no how they would have outrightly. It will not. No way would have happened. Never.
It will not happen. That is why they connive with Kenya. Exactly. Just like you said, there are certain things they can never do.
Yes, of course.
There are certain lines they can't cross, no matter what.
Yes. So they saw the opportunity when he bought a ticket, going to the itinerary, everything shows, because it's a centralized computer system. So they saw that this is a man they have eyes on, and on Age Africa. So they elected the zoo and the Kenya. They collaborated, all of them, on that. But so if they will cross their own bar, their own line, it has to be secret and near. Like you can't even dictate it. That is how much they try to hold their standard. What are my point?
Yes.
Because for many years, nothing happened. So
that's why I saw one video. You see, some of these people are very nonsensical. Some people, I don't know how they reason. I saw one video that this idiot was making. This idiot, they call Ijelo, whatever. He was trying to compare Mazen Nandekano with Adeyinka grandson. Shebi, you know Adeyinka grandson?
I know him now.
He was trying to compare Mazen Nandekano and Adeyinka grandson. It's the same thing that Mazen Nandekano is doing. That Adeyinka grandson is it because they didn't arrest him and he was just lucky? And people were listening to him.
He's a madman. Ijele is a madman. And Chelo, that Adeyinka grandson, I know him, but I don't know. I don't have details on him. Like, Amara a citizen, and Amara Abuna in Nigeria, I don't think so.
He's serving in the UK there. He's
serving exactly, bro. Or you open a feel I know with him, or they want to silence you. They can keep you in for as long as they want. But Igbo are a political prisoner. And then the Kano is a political prisoner of the highest order. Can you people not understand it? Same goes for Samanepa.
He didn't commit any crime. He did his broadcast more than a decade. They never invited him one day. Adeyinka grandson was preaching.
He's not
Adeyinka against Igbo people.
Adeyinka grandson
calling for the death of Igbo people for no reason, for no just cause. He didn't even last up to 2 years.
Adeyinka grandson wasn't, or is not a political prisoner. He's not. He's not. So anybody making that comparison, you say fool. Oh, that is idiot to Konya, but no, just take it.
That was charged for terrorism in the UK because of the messages.
Yeah,
I see how some of his messages. Go and listen to what that guy was preaching.
So
he said, kill all the Igbos in Lagos State. Don't allow them. These things that they are doing in Lagos State today, Adeyinka grandson was preaching it online every day.
So people who are uninformed, they go about this. Let me tell you that even our PM, the world knows that Igbos were facing, should I say, existential threat.
Yes.
and he has to rise up to defend his people. The world know. Don't think the people don't know. They know. Even though they don't act, they don't speak, but they know. UN, they are aware. European Union, they are all aware that there was constant genocide going on. The images are there online on YouTube when they will slaughter people. So what I talk, people they know. So these are political prisoners. These are political, activists. So my brother, so we have to do what we have to do, and like you said, anything anybody can do, anything we can do for the safety of these our two guys, and for the advancement of our cause, the cause of Biafra. I support it wholeheartedly, 100%. But let us not twist it with fallacies that no, nobody does that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. And we must continue to do what. There is somebody that wrote something on the comment section. I don't know how people reason and how they get their own information. Somebody wrote on the comment section is Daniel Eze. Daniel said an American lawyer generally cannot represent someone in Finland court, unless they are what? Unless they are also qualified and licensed in Finland or have special permission to do so.
But Maz, if you're an international lawyer, there's this permit or jurisdiction that allows you.
That is the funniest thing. I don't know how people reach their own information and get it.
So so we don't know who is it that is raising this idea. But what I do know is that
they just raise it in order to condemn the idea because it is not from their group, or they don't like the person that brought it. You don't have to. You must not like the person, but when you see something that is genuine and good, follow it and support it. Simple.
Yeah.
If you must not be in the group, just support the cause because of Mazi Simon Ekpa.
If the lawyer, what is the name of this learned lawyer? No, I'm talking about the lawyer to Onyendo Mazenam Kano, that young Maswell something, right? Obara. Yeah, he belongs to the body, that international body of law and jurisdiction. He belongs to that body. He can practice anywhere virtually, and he travels all over the globe. That Maswell, I'm telling you. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where this person is bringing the idea from. But they
just hear have statement and they run. In Finland now, they have 3 stages of court. In their court of first instance, that one you cannot use international law. Only their local district will defend you. That is why Mazi Simon didn't even bother getting a lawyer. They will give a government. Their court of first instance, they will not allow. They don't allow international lawyers. But in appeal court, international lawyers appear.
Yeah.
That is where the argument, that is where the main thing happens. Their court of first instance, not only for Finland, it must be a Finnish lawyer, it must be a lawyer from Finland.
Yeah.
So these are things people need to know. You don't just come out and condemn something simply because maybe you're not in the group, or maybe you don't like the people who are doing it. It is not about like or hate or this one. Me, I don't belong anywhere. I belong to Biafra. And once I see something that is targeted to favor Biafran cause, either our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Simon Ekpa, I will promote it. As simple as that. So let's be guided on all those things. International lawyers operate everywhere in the world, and you can't be getting a lawyer internationally without the lawyer being an international lawyer. You can't just go to somebody and take somebody when you know that the person is not an international lawyer. Why would you do that? In this case, the informations are there in the public. You can equally go there and make inquiry and ask questions and get the answers that you want to get. If it doesn't serve you, or if there is something that is confusing, that is not adding up, you dig it out. That is the essence of we being there. If those of who are in media, when you get information, go there and verify. Ask questions to those people. Let them give you an answer. I see somebody join up, Prof. Datu.
Yeah, good day, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead and talk to us. Let's hear you.
Okay, based on the theme of your message, it has to do with like dividing Nigeria. It's not a hate, it's self-preservation. And I wish people will realize this is not only a fact, it is a truth. You know, there's one thing with truth. Some people may not agree with what I say, but this is what I see in truth. God heals. That's the truth. That it doesn't happen doesn't mean it doesn't exist. A fact is you see someone being healed. Those are two different things. So this about Nigeria being divided is actually a true statement that is self-preservation. Because let's ask ourselves a question: how long we have been in this country, and we're not just joining up. This is just what I can see. Although I've not taken time to research the countries, how Britain colonized countries, but to me, even may bail me out. I observed that it's only Nigeria that was subjected to a kind of test run. The British amalgamated Nigeria and made it clear from 1914 to 2014, 1914 to 2014, that sorry, I'm at work. So, let me, so they mentioned that let us test run. And you see, we have all seen the outcome of the test run. Is anything improving? No. It's even as if things are even worsening. We all are aware of what happened of recent. A history book was brought out. The history of the Igbos was not mentioned there. How can you say we are together? That is not true. I learned there was a claim that they said the book was not approved. I call that those limpid lies. Because I ensured yesterday on this guy's show, Okocha Happy Marcel, I mentioned that I told him when I was growing up, my late mom worked in the Ministry of Education. Before a book is brought out for schools to start using, approved for schools, so it is being reviewed.
Of course.
They pay people to read the book. So are you trying to tell me that this book was, you see, I just begin to wonder. Now, there have always been killings. Okay, there is what I term Islamic economic attack on Igbos. Every time their shops are being burnt in Lagos, every time either it is demolished. These guys just don't want us. Sometime last year, the issue of JAMB, it was made clear that there was they said this
there was a glitch.
A glitch. What kind of rubbish? That is to show
only to the Southeast students.
Only to the Southeast. That is to show you the level of hatred they have us. For them to extend it to us, and the thing that pays me, every day this thing goes on. Nobody is held accountable.
Nobody. The people move on. They move on.
Whatever is held accountable, and you say we should be together. I don't believe in that. I thank God for Nnamdi Kanu that opened our eyes. Because me, I keep saying it. Initially, when Nnamdi Kanu started this, I was very unhappy with him. I was very unhappy. When he was jailed that time, I was very unhappy. But I keep saying it. The thing that changed me was a video that he used PowerPoint to prove that Buhari was dead. Go and look for that video. And I have told people that before that Nnamdi Kanu mentioned that, I have already seen this. Not that I'm joking, I'm here. Before Buhari won the election, I saw three things. One, he will win Jonathan. I never believed it will happen. Two, he will die in power. Three, Osinbajo will smell the seat of power. So when you see something and it comes to play, and you hear somebody mention that, why won't you focus that person? So it was by then I started listening to Nnamdi Kanu. I said, oh, my brother, I've been missing. So it's just a pity that most of the people in that contraction Nigeria, I think they don't want to educate themselves. They just remain free will going about. Yeah, maybe that I will also say, okay, involving themselves in Christian activities. But I've come to find out something. When I was serving, there's 1 Euro. I served in somewhere in Taraba State. I served with 2 Yorubas. One was a guy, he was a Muslim. The other one was a female Christian. But she has some, Islamic background before she converted. So see what happened. This Yoruba guy followed me. He said, okay, he wants to follow me to go down to the east. I told him no problem. He followed me. He came. He saw the east. He was screaming, here is beautiful, this, that. I was sorry to say it. I'm mentioning this on my radio. Do you know there's something this guy did that shocked me? He told me, he saw one Gary bag in my room that he wants to use it and pray. Imagine, person why I bring come my house. He won't come pray Islamic prayer from my own room. I told God, don't allow this happen. And it didn't happen. Why I mention this is to show you how these Islamic people go. Now, do you think that prayer may have been ordinary? It may look like it's a child's play. No. And after that, he told me something that shocked me. He told me any Islamic person, when they come to any place, they study 2 important things of that place: the politics and the economy of the place. And if you begin to watch, this is how they propagate. So we should have nothing to do in common with these people. Do they want to drop the Islamic, will I call it fundamentalism? They don't want to drop it. It is by God's grace these guys, those that are now Christians, are saved. So dividing the country is just the best option. I've looked at it. And on that program, Okocha Happy Massive made yesterday, the theme of it was the amalgamation of Nigeria. And he said that it was since Nigeria was amalgamated that this problem in Nigeria continued to exist. So, what can bring about the solution? Isn't it disintegrating the country? That is it. That is it. So people that are seeing it as a hit, I just slap at them. And again, the Nigerian system is very funny. You know, these Igbos, Biafrans are the backbone of the nation. Why can't you treat them well? You see, that thing just baffles me. You don't want to treat them well. You don't want to allow them to go. What is their problem? It is just very sad that this thing goes on. But the thing that pains me a bit is that people fail to recognize this truth. We cannot be together. I attended a unity school. Sorry to say it, I know what the type of punishment when Yorubas want to punish us, what we underwent then. So anybody saying that the country should stay together is not helping the nation. And we can see it. Trump and co are trying to fight this Islamic fundamentalists, but still, they still carry out kidnaps. They still adopt people, and nothing goes on. We have people in office. Most of them are Islamic. They don't hide their feelings.
They're not.
Go on. Yes, go on doing. We cannot go on with these people. The Bible says if 2 agree, they will move together. We cannot move together. And there's something Coach Happy said that who has been saying it already. He said that how can it be when he was growing up in school, in catechism, they teach them thou shalt not kill. But in the same geographical space of Nigeria, there's some set of people, they're teaching that you should kill these infidels. It can't be. So we just have to preserve ourselves. These people are moving on. I just don't imagine they will kidnap a chief. a chief of a community, that of Kwara State. I think it was of recent they released the man, and nothing happens.
After paying double of ransom,
The hell, right?
and buying, they said you should buy, what do they call it? Power bank. He bought power bank for them.
You see that type of thing? Are you trying to tell me the gadgets that were used to carry out this confab for the release is not available? Are you trying to tell me the exchange of money, you don't know how it was done? So I just begin, it baffles me when people want us to begin. I have looked at the situation now. I don't care. Whenever I tell people openly, we can't be in my church here in the United States. The day Yoruba guy was with, I told him, come, we cannot be together. He told me,
We
okay.
cannot.
He told me, okay, let them do regional government. I told him, my brother, I have looked
No,
at it.
we don't want the regional government.
We don't want it. It's not. They not claim they have solid minerals. I laugh. Yeah, I agree. But there's one thing Nnamdi Kanu says. I don't know if you remember on his broadcast this day, he said that if Biafra comes, that this oil we have, that he's ready to dash it to people. That
Exactly.
that
he
Biafra,
said it openly in his broadcast.
Yeah. He said that Biafra's strength relies mainly in human resources. And that's one of the most powerful source of resource.
Yes.
You are going to, propagate to the people before. So, that is, your team just described it the right way. It is self-preservation. Because we have, okay, in 1955, before the Biafra War, they killed Igbos. What kind of nonsense is this?
Yeah, when some people begin to talk about the massacre, they start from the Civil War. But it started even before the Civil War.
It started before the Civil War. And the country, see, I also said yesterday in that Happy Marcel's program that there's a problem. One of the biggest mistake Nigeria made was after that Biafra War, they shouldn't have treated Igbos the way they did. Okay, the Gowan mentioned these 3 R's: reconciliation, recovery, or whatever. Did any of them come to play?
No.
The Igbos, their money, the sweat of the Igbos, the money they had in the bank, you just gave them £20. You think that alone would also make it not to be well with the country? Some people, that was the biggest mistake, because even in Nnamdi Kanu, people should listen. It's not that I listened to that man quite well. He said something, and also I heard it on one of these podcasts. During the First World War, Germany, okay, the arrowhead of offense, okay, they lost. What happened? They started demanding some type of money they would be paying, which France was the main people. The Germany was paying that money to France, similar to what France made Haiti to be paying. What happened? The Second World War took place. We all know before the build-up of the Second World War, Hitler one day mentioned 12 countries he's going to deal with. France was among, USA, England, Egypt. And one thing Hitler did, he started attacking those countries from strength, the least. When he came to France, he defeated France. He demanded for that train couch where they signed that agreement.
Yes.
Why did he do it? He has been hurt. Okay, they lost the war. What did the war do? They knew that first method, they kept ruling, won't work. This time around, they decided to go with peace. They didn't demand that fund from Germany. The bomb in Nagasaki, Hiroshima, the effect is still on the Germans. Well, wasn't USA treating the Japanese? They treated them well. Nnamdi Kanu mentioned that is what was meant to have been done after the Biafra War.
That's right.
So the government is not doing well, and every day they keep on doing it. P2B.
They keep on reminding us of the pain. The massacre. They keep on reminding us that they will do it again. They threaten us with it.
Again. So there's no need. I will say it anywhere to anybody. There is no need going, and the dividing is self-preservation. Enough people, so many people have been killed. So many people. So let's go our ways. Preserve ourselves. When the separation takes place, is it that the battle has ended? No. Because these Muslims, people should, I'll use the word fear them. These are people that get converts without evangelism. I think you know. They don't do evangelism, but they get converts. So these are people you should fear. But one thing is clear, when there is separation, we're together. The people that separated are, you find that there will be a real limitation. You restrict these people from coming in. I remember, was that him that guy that the mom is from Ngwa and he's a Ghanaian that served in the Nigerian army. He said that how Lebanon became Islamic. Maxwell was simply by the Lebanese then accepting Islamic immigrants. Like play, they became an Islamic country. The so-called President Tinubu, he, instead of him working very well with US, he went to Turkey. And even there has been evidence that the Turkish have also started his assault attacks in Biafra land. So, my brother, I just wish people will come to realize this. But one thing is very clear. As things are going, the division is inevitable. It's just inevitable.
Definitely.
It's inevitable now because I haven't seen the situation now. And then Nnamdi Kanu prophesied that there will come a time that everybody will start mentioning what he, Nnamdi Kanu, said is true. Everybody will start desiring, let us go our separate ways. So, my brother, this is what's going to go on. My prayer is let it come faster. And all these Efus, these are another set of people that I know very well that when that disintegration of Nigeria comes, this Efu, Ojos Okalo, Soludo, see what Soludo and co, they will all be given their appropriate place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that wonderful, wonderful contribution. That is why we are here, to encourage Biafrans and every one of us. We must remain resolute. No one should give up. The time is almost up. This time around, they cannot escape it. Everything that is happening pointing to the fact that the only solution to Nigeria today is disintegration. There is nothing else. Any other thing you are doing is just putting a deodorant to the problem and it remains the way it is. If the United States want to solve the problem, I've said this several times. You don't need to waste your resources. You don't need to put foot on the ground to disturb anybody. Every region can defend themselves, including the Hausas in the north. Every region can defend themselves. Create country along value system. Let the Biafrans go their separate ways. The Southwest, they love their monarchical system. They go with it. The Middle Belt have a system that suits them. The North already have embraced the caliphate. They should deal with it. As simple as that. And everyone goes home happy. But when we say this, you see some people, they think it's you are calling for. It is not a call for war. The only people that cares about human life in Nigeria are those who are calling for this separation. They are the only ones that are concerned about humanity. Those calling for separation. Every other person calling for restructuring, these are greedy people who are seeking for opportunity to steal. If anything happens, they get into power, they steal as much as they can, they are just okay. But the people that genuinely want the people to be free are those who are asking for a separate state. This is not an experiment. It has been done in so many places and it worked. It was done in Europe, done in America, done in Asia. In all places where this separation has been done, the people are growing and they are doing very well,
Yeah.
creating countries along value system. They are doing excellently well. So why wouldn't you try it in Africa? Why wouldn't you try Nigeria? Look at 200 million people doing nothing. 200 million people that cannot even produce food that will feed them. They can't even produce security that will guide them. Each time they will tell you the most populated African nation. The most populated African, is that a title? Is that a title?
Where will
You
it?
cannot produce food. Most populated, you can't produce enough food to feed you. You can't even have enough military to secure you. Yet you are the most populated. Why are you the most populated? Why? What do you gain from forcing yourself into that entity that as a stand today, there is nobody nobody is loyal to Nigeria. Not even the Fulani man. A Fulani man tells you that he is not a Nigerian. They know themselves as Fulani. The governor of Bauchi State said it on national TV. That what they are, Fulani, any place you see them, they are Fulanis. That is why they embrace even Fulani from Mauritania. So nobody is even claiming the one Nigeria. It's the only people that are still holding the one Nigeria. Even those of us Igbos are still the ones gripping on that one Nigeria. So why would we continue to hang on to something that is about to destroy everybody? I pray that everybody will wake up and do what they have to do now that we have the opportunity. God has given us that opportunity through United States of America, and I strongly believe that before the tenure of Trump runs out, that is why I'm saying P2B to give way. P2B, they want to use him as a delay tactics. Give way, allow us to fight for our freedom. Allow us to position ourselves properly. P2B is a major distraction that they want to use to distract the attention of. That is the only last card they have. The last card they have today is P2B. To use it to delay the action of the United States. There is nothing else they can do. They have sent the wife of Tinubu to the US. You can't shift Trump opinion with that nonsense. And even that movement of that woman will backfire.
Of course.
The visit of Tinubu wife will backfire. Because the Northern Fulanis cannot, it will backfire. The only option they have now, the last card they have is P2B. And if care is not taken, they're going to play that card. Anybody that needs to P2B, tell him to give us way. Because when you check in the system of Nigeria, the leadership of Nigeria is 8 years south, 8 years north. And if P2B happen to come in these 4 years, what can P2B achieve in 4 years? And after 4 years, the Fulani will take it again and continue from where they stop. Is it not better you allow Tinubu to continue, allow him to continue, let Donald Trump take the action he has to take. Within these 4 years, let there be a change automatically. Instead of using the name of he's a Christian, now the president is a Christian and a Biafra. So there is no need. Let's see if we can manage it. Before you want to give that time and see if you manage it, Trump's tenure has finished. And the Fulanis will come back again and roll back the hand of the clock. Look at the 4 years of Tinubu. What did he do?
Nothing.
4 years of Jonathan. What did he do? What will P2B do with 4 years? What in God's name will he do with 4 years? And they are proposing to give him Kwankwaso as a vice. What can P2B do with Kwankwaso? Kwankwaso that even they were saying that Kwankwaso is more tougher than Buhari. The Northern Shetima said that they were planning to put Kwankwaso. If it is Kwankwaso, that Kwankwaso will get whatever they want within 4 years. That they wanted to use Kwankwaso is only some people did do more Kwankwaso because he's too harsh and too hard. That people will notice his own action as an Islamic person. Today, they want to make him the fight to P2B and tell me what P2B can do with Kwankwaso. Obasanjo could not be able to time Atiku Abubakar. When Atiku Abubakar was the vice president to Obasanjo could not stop him. Obasanjo could, with all the fight and quarrel, Obasanjo could not. What can P2B do when Kwankwaso is behind him? I don't know why people fail to understand these facts, but I pray that by the grace of Chukwu, that the United States will continue on the path they are going.
Yes, sir.
Donald Trump, whom God is using to fight this battle, will never look back.
Amen.
We'll never look back. I appreciate everybody that have been with us on this program. We'll be here almost 4 hours, and I have to call it off so that I can be able to have the evening section of it, and we'll be come back again. Thank you so much, everybody that have joined. Before we leave, let's just take a very short, 1 minute closing remark, just 1 minute closing remark, and then we wrap it up. Coach Chooks, are you there? After Coach Chooks, then my brother, Prof. Dato, you can now go on. Okay, Coach Chooks, I think he's busy. Prof, you can go on.
The closing remark is very simple. Nigerians should realize we have a chance to set ourselves free from these Islamic folks. These Islamic folks don't wish well for us. Even how can they can't say this, and I also found that issue. How can in an Islamic gathering a Roman Muslim will be there? They will call a Fulani. They will make sure it's a Fulani Muslim to carry out the prayers and carry out all the activity. There was an interruption. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So that shows that even among the Islamic folks, there's still a level of discrimination and segregation. And you also said something that is very important. How can in a nation a Fulani person be saying, making it clear he's not part of that nation? We also want Buhari. He made it clear that he's from Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's a shame. That's why he set up a railway there. It's a shame. And we elect these people into power. In one podcast, somebody said something. He went to one country, either one Islamic country, I don't think in Africa. Then somebody said he knows Nigeria, that he knows Douglas Road. He mentioned some places in nowhere. The person says, how come? The person told him during the Biafra war, he was part of the people that fought on the side of Nigeria. Imagine. So that shows that these people, these Islamic folks, the Fulanis don't wish us well. We have the chance to separate. Let us separate and leave them alone.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. Coach Chooks, are you there? I guess Coach Chooks is very busy.
I'm here, Maz. If you just continue, I didn't have much to say again. You have said a lot. May God bless you and bless all the Ghanaians all over the world. And bless Mazin and the canon. Maz, people must protect every one of you. Even the plans of anyone is not going to overcome by special grace of people to carry on.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for your constant participation. I know you are always busy doing your work. Even though we are fighting for freedom, we still have our life. So many of us are doing that sacrifice. You leave your job. Sometimes you are working and you are still sitting and talking because of how important it is to us. And we must continue until we are free. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my beloved brother. And everyone that have joined us on the comment section, I thank you all for your contributions. Please, if you have not shared this program, like and share the program to other platforms and continue to preach the message. We must overcome. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and our Prime Minister, Mazen Samana. We pray for their protection. We pray for their strength. We pray for them for guidance. We pray that Chukwu Okike will protect them. We pray for safety and security for them. We pray that they will regain their freedom as soon as possible. And we pray that our freedom shall come very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. I appreciate every one of you and see you again in the evening. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Don't follow for God, them say Tinubu don't follow for God, Tinubu don't follow for God, they want to take it, that's the chop of our head. Senate House fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists, industries, on motor shop forget law for inside court. Kangaroo Republic at the government. Abubakar Malami don't fall for butter. Him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for gutter. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. Hingo matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for gutter. Them make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico di Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Winner, Ishala, Nina, Cosa, Hanso, Nana, Jama, and Yanage, Faros, Obanane, all the and then saw no one in Because you will make a difference with your source and we're not going to
But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
No.